Live, I'm not sure, but it's good to see you guys. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. Oi! I hope you are all excited as I am. It is Flat Earth Friday! Woo! Okay, let's see if it is live. I'm not sure. Okay, it is live. Good. Good to see you guys. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you could make it. Got no people in yet, but yeah. What's up? Glad to have you guys in. Oh, now the link is active, so that's good. I think we should put that there. Okay, but anyway, just waiting for some people to come in. Glad you guys can make it. Good to see you all. You guys rock, and appreciate everybody. The link is there as far as I know. Yes, the link is above if you want to come in and have the discussion. But before we do actually start, I want to make a personal apology to Fight the Flat Earth, to FTFE, because when we were reviewing the stream of Roger debating him, I heard something totally wrong. So I heard him say that you don't use refraction, and then says he does use refraction. I've been corrected on that. So I just want to say, yeah, I apologize, FTFE. I did hear wrong, and you didn't double speak there. So just me being honest enough to say that. Good to see you, D2P. Good to see you, man. Glad you could make it. Jaden in the house as well. What's up, Jaden? Good to see you, man. How's it going? I see you muted. Glad to see you, man.
You as well.
That's good. Okay, I might have to do it this way. Okay. So how's your day going so far?
It's going great, man. It's going actually very well.
That's good, that's good.
The same for you.
Yeah.
Anyone else in the chat?
No one else really, yeah, it's just us so long. We're waiting for people to show up. I mean, I did start early though, we're 10 minutes early.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool.
Okay, I'm just glad the chat is working, because I've been struggling to get the chat working. It seems that StreamYard's working.
It seems to be popping up, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, it's good to see you. Good to see everybody in the YouTube land. Sorry?
I was just saying you as well.
And Flat's only in the left ear.
Yeah, your audio is... I've noticed that a couple times.
Let me see. Why is it doing that? I'm going to my advanced settings quickly. Microphone.
I'll keep it playing, so I'll let you know whenever if you do fix it.
There we go. Sorry guys. It was set for some odd reason that way. I don't know why. But it should work now.
Cool.
Okay. Sean Hawkins, the link is above if you want to come in and have a discussion. And remember, it's Flat Earth Friday, so you can come and present anything you think why the Earth is a globe, and you can present it. DP0 says low buzz. It's not bad. That usually would mean that the gain is a bit much. So let me just put the gain a bit down. Maybe that will work. There we go. There we go. Maybe that will work.
Could be me as well.
Yeah. Okay. Craig McNeil is in.
Cool.
He says he'll be in about in 20 minutes. So we'll see how that works out. There is a link from DTB0. What's he showing?
Delta Force operator explains how to judge distance.
At about 100...
How to judge distance. I'm not going to be able to show that right now though, unfortunately. So Jaden, when did you first learn that the Earth is flat?
So this is probably in 2015. I think it was... I was just talking to somebody about this earlier. I had a kind of weird way of thinking about it when I first came to it. I figured out the moon and the sun were two different lights. I think it was Richie from Boston, and then he did some weird observations where really high up on a mountain looking at the sunrise and the moonrise. And the moon and the sun kind of look like they're morphing in a way, like they're kind of taking shape, which is probably due to refraction looking back on it. But the way it was described was like it was going through the portals or the gates that Enoch is talking about.
Yeah.
And the sun was like literally setting through one portal and like teleporting
Stop.
to
You need to
another. So I think I had that totally messed up, but that's where I first came to it. Just literally just looking at the sun and the moon, reading the Bible and comparing the two. And then the verse in Daniel was a big one too. I was like, what? The sun and the moon are not moving? It's not. The earth is on foundations. This is crazy. Yeah.
They're saying it's almost inaudible. I don't know. You sound perfect to me. Let me see. Maybe talk again quickly. Sorry.
Oh yeah, You know what it could be? No, I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, I'm super quiet on the stream.
Testing 1 2.
So weird.
I'm going to see if I can. Why?
That's so weird.
I can't seem to see where. Oh, there we go.
I turned my mic
Properties.
volume up. I hope I'm not too loud for you now.
No. Oh, you're fine for me.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to see if I can. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to set all the settings as well. Still for. There we go. Okay. Let me set your advanced settings up a bit. Debate. See, it should be much better now. Okay, now you can talk.
Okay, perfect. Sounds good.
There we go. Much better.
Awesome.
Awesome. Okay, that's a little bit better. There we go, guys. Sorry, like I said, I'm busy trying to set up OBS properly. It's just going to be a little niggles probably for the first few shows like this until we get it up and running properly. But it's good to see everybody. Glad you could make it. Oh, man. Do you want to talk to Bev, Jaden?
To Bev.
Yeah.
Their name's not ringing a bell.
Try thinking.
Bev.
Hey, Bev. How's it going? You want to talk to Jaden?
Hey, how's it going?
Well, I wanted to talk to you, really.
Either way, yeah, whoever.
Isn't it your debate night, Flatzoid?
It's Flat Earth
I mean, it's an open
Friday. It's
panel.
Flat Earth Friday. It's not my debate night. It's Flat Earth Friday.
Okay, so flat Earth measurements.
Yeah, what about them?
Can you measure 69 miles in reality?
I mean, well, let me get your answer. What do you think?
Yes, of course you can.
Yeah, I would probably say the same thing. Yeah, I don't see it depends how you measure it. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, the measurements on maps have already been made.
Yeah, I wouldn't measure it optically. I mean, a physical measurement would be better, right?
Yeah, well, they have been measured physically in reality in order to make the
Okay.
maps. Right?
Okay, so that's great. I don't think I'm disagreeing with you. Yes, we have maps. We have measurements.
Are you
Good.
aware that between a degree of latitude measurement to an angle to the light in the sky, the famous
The
flat
Polaris.
Earth measurement? Yes.
Polaris?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you aware that there is a 1 degree change over 69 miles?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Okay. Now,
I've looked into celestial navigation.
between the north and the south, there's a 90 degrees to a 0 at the equator, and then 90 degrees again at the other point of rotation, right?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know too
Where
much
is
about
that?
the south. I live in the north, so I don't know too much about it. I've never been to Australia or
Right, so, but you do know
been
that
past the
there's
South Equator.
69 miles
South Equator.
between.
Yeah, from Polaris. Yeah, I see Polaris. Yeah.
Okay. So from Polaris to the equator, there would be 90 times 69.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could do it
Miles.
like that, but that might be, I don't know if that's going to be exactly accurate. But yeah, I mean, I could see why you would do that.
But
Sure.
around that ish.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
It might
are
be
you aware that on the
69.2 or
equator-
whatever. I don't know. And then also elevation and
sometimes
different things like that.
From 68.87 to 69.17, I think,
Yeah,
is the measurements. You can verify it yourself.
sure.
For your particular latitude, you could check it. Now, are you aware that on the equator, the sun casts no shadow at a certain time of year? If you put a stick vertically.
Okay. The whole day, you're saying? Or
At
just-
different locations.
Well, I'm saying, like, are you saying the sundial wouldn't work in that location? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that on the equator,
Uh-huh.
when the sun is at zenith, it casts no shadow.
Because it's directly above you, right?
Okay, yeah, right. Now, are you aware that you can measure
Okay.
the distance between
Hey, PJ.
1 hour change?
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Hope you as well.
Hey, I'm not doing a movie night, so I haven't bothered with our
Yeah, don't worry.
thing tonight.
Yeah, you're good. I sent you a message about it. That works out because I'm going to dinner at 6:30 anyways, 30
Cool.
minutes after you go live. So,
So can we do that Tuesday then?
yeah, that works.
Good topic. Right, cool. Right, sorry, Bev. Sorry for interrupting. Carry on.
Right, so you're aware that on the equator you can measure the distance where there would be a 1 hour change, an actual measurement.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to just take your word for it unless I did some research on it. It doesn't sound
Not
crazy
sure that
though.
you could measure a distance between the zenith positions of the sun over an hour.
What you're saying in the south in this specific location, and I haven't. So I'm that was the case, but I don't know.
Okay, so you don't know about the sun being at zenith on the equator,
I haven't looked into that specifically. No.
right? Are you aware of that?
Aware of what?
Well, you're not aware of it, so Flatzoid. Are you aware of the sun being at zenith on the equator?
When? At solstice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that's what they claim.
Okay, so you could measure a distance between an hour change of the sun being at zenith.
Yeah,
Wait,
elevation.
how are you measuring it?
You do know you need
Yeah.
elevation angles to do that measurement, though.
What,
Yeah.
a measurement of a distance?
Yeah, elevation angles requires to know your angle, which is based on horizontal. So
With the
You have a
90,
you
where
can have
there
a
would be
distance.
no shadow.
you can have a
Where's
distance.
the angle where there's no shadow?
If you measure something at 90 degree at zenith, that's an angle measurement, an elevation angle measurement.
There's just no shadow though, right?
Yeah, that
What
means
we're
it's
after doing
directly
is
above you at 90 degrees.
Marking the position where that occurs,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then where an hour change occurs. And then we measure the distance between those 2 points. Yeah,
Or what about it?
it can be done.
If you say so.
Would you not say so? Would you not agree that you can measure the distance between 2 locations on the equator?
Yeah, or you can measure distance between locations anywhere.
Okay. Now, if you were to measure a distance between an hour, could you extrapolate that out to 24 hours to get a length of
what
that
distance
equator?
what distance are you measuring though? The shadow length.
No, the shadow length is no shadow. It's where there is no
After
shadow.
15 degrees, after an hour it would have
No,
moved
this is
15
on the
degrees.
equator. This is different. This is different.
Wait,
We're not talking about
wait.
north-south
Wait,
latitude measurements.
Bev,
Yes.
after an hour it moves 15 degrees. That there's a shadow that will grow.
15 degrees.
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't you know the sun
well,
moves
that-
15 degrees an hour?
Right. Well, I've heard that. Yes. So could you measure that actual distance?
Yeah, you can literally stand right underneath the sun, wait an hour, and see a shadow, and measure that length of that shadow.
Okay. So could you times that distance by 24
If you wanted to,
and find
probably.
out the distance it travels in 24 hours?
What's 15 times 24?
What? 15 degrees. No, we're talking about an actual distance. A degree isn't a distance. We're talking about a length distance.
Yeah, the length is in degrees.
To get
That's
a
the
length
measurement.
of the
That's the
equator.
measurement that you're doing in
Actual,
degrees, because you're doing it per
Can't we?
hour.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about is measuring the actual distance between point A and point B, where the sun was in location.
The shadow, yeah. Or where the
No
sun
shadow.
was. So you're saying you're going to travel with the sun? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
'cause-
No, we're just going to
Traveling,
say
staying
we.
under the sun.
To be at the sun's zenith, you'd have to travel with the sun, wouldn't you? If that's what you're
Or
talking
somebody
about.
else could be there, couldn't they?
Well, they could be, yeah.
You don't actually have to be there. You just need to
Yeah.
know where the sun is at zenith, an hour difference from another location, and
Yeah,
then
that's
you
true.
can measure that distance.
I don't know
Right.
what you're trying to prove anywhere other than we can
Measurements.
measure
We said
angles using a flat
measurements.
Earth.
Measurements made in reality. We're talking about here.
Yeah, and measurements made in reality show it's a flat
So
Earth.
the 69 times 90 gives you 6,210.
Is that statute marks?
Right. Yes.
Okay, and
And then, do you know the distance between an hour's change on the equator?
why are you so worried about the equator?
Because that's where you get a distance measurement.
You can get a measurement.
It's another one of the
you
places.
can get a measurement
where
at
you
any
can
place
do.
you are, Bev. I can get a
But
measurement
let's
where I
talk
am
about
now.
the equator though.
Someone else can get a
It's the
measurement where
equator.
they are. Like I said, I don't care about the equator. I'm not at the equator.
Yeah, well, the sun travels in a straight line.
Have you been to the
at
equator? Have you been to
No,
the equator,
never.
Bev?
No, never.
Have you? So you can't make claims then. But you're in the UK, so why don't
course
you
I
do
can.
this? Why don't you do this where you are?
Do what? Because I'm not at the equator.
Yeah, you want to measure the distance how it travels. Instead of doing it at the equator, do it where you are.
Well, because the sun's at zenith at the equator.
So you
It
don't need a
travels in a
zenith.
straight
You don't need
line
a zenith to
from
make
east
it.
to west.
You don't need a zenith to make a measurement.
Weird.
The sun travels at the equator in a straight line.
That's your claim.
Yeah, that's what I've just said, right?
Yeah, so
So
you
can measure.
then
That's what
you-
I'm saying, Flatzoid.
Wait. Then
I'm
you
saying
can go. Then you can go.
can measure the distance.
Then you can go.
between point
Wait.
A and point
Since
B.
you want to make that claim, then go to the equator and do the measurement. Don't try and expect us to do anything about it. It's got nothing to do with us. It's your claim.
Okay. So are you saying it's not a straight line?
I'm not saying anything. You claiming
I know.
it to be. So why don't you go check it out? Because you obviously
Yeah, 'cause-
have doubts about it, not us.
East-west is a straight line. Latitude and longitude are perpendicular to one another.
Yeah.
Perpendicular is the relationship of two straight lines to one another. Right.
There's someone more exciting. Hey, Craig, how's it going?
This is
Hey,
flat
hello.
Earth measurements, Flatzoid.
I'm
Greg
wondering.
will agree with us on this.
Who's talking?
Bev.
Bev.
Bev? Who's Bev?
You know the
Hey.
guy that thinks Bendy's
Right.
uncle?
Oh, the one
No,
that
I've
you
never-
called a child abuser years ago.
That sounds
Remember?
like someone I would remember. I've no idea. I don't think we've spoken before. My name's Craig. How are you doing?
You've never called me a child abuser?
I've literally no idea who you are.
Okay. Well, I'm the guy that you called a child abuser.
I mean, I'm sure that's
something.
something I would remember. I'm pretty
Thank
sure
you very
you must be confusing me with someone else because we've never met.
I actually, Bev, I actually remember sticking up for you in the comment section about that. I remember that.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
years
It's
ago.
nothing to do with me. I've never heard of this guy.
No, but I don't know if it was your
That's
comment section, Craig, but I remember sticking up for him in a comment section years ago. when somebody said that.
We're talking about measurements done in reality, Craig. There's 69 miles between latitudes.
One
now
sec,
you
let me
can see
just
them.
get the audio coming through for my stream as well. Sorry, what you on about?
The straight line between latitudes is 69
Luca.
miles.
Look at
What's wrong with your eye, man?
he's just woke up by the looks of it.
Debatable D says hello, Craig.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
It's
Why is that not coming through? That
conjunctivitis.
should be.
Okay.
It's
We've got some real life measurements made. And that's what we're talking about here, Craig. I don't know whether you can resolve these problems that these people
There we
have.
go.
it's conjunctivitis.
Okay.
That's what's going on with my eye.
Bless you, man.
Conjunctivitis sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
It
don't
does.
touch anything.
Yeah.
Sea Lion Prime on my channel says that Bev has tried thinking but not succeeded yet. I mean, maybe. I've never heard of the guy, frankly.
Well, if you forget, Craig, I'm the one that you called a child abuser.
Yeah, no,
All
that's
of
that.
those
I mean,
years
I
ago.
would have remembered something like that.
I think
Honestly,
I
you're
remember
obviously
that as
so
well.
unimportant and irrelevant
I think
that
I
you
remember
just
that as
slipped
well.
out of my
Gorgeous,
consciousness.
I do remember.
I think I remember that, to be honest, as well.
I mean, no idea.
It's not a
Couldn't
good
be.
start,
Sounds
Craig.
nothing
You're
like
starting
anything I'd
off
say.
lying, being dishonest. Not a
Bev,
good
I've
start.
it's nice to meet you. I've no idea who you are. We've never met before.
What was the context, Bev? Maybe if you give the context, you might remember it. I don't know.
Well, I'm the one that can prove the real globe, so he'll be talking to me. He'll want to talk to me later on anyway.
I don't know. You seem completely irrelevant and boring, so probably not.
69 miles, Craig.
69, nice.
miles
Yeah,
between
yeah.
latitudes. Have you ever measured? an
Are you
angle
just
to
like
Polaris?
some kind of bot that says words that you don't
Does
know what they
sound that
mean? Or
way.
Have you ever measured an angle to Polaris, Craig?
sorry, who are you?
That's
Yeah,
not the
I came
question.
here to talk to some interesting people, like maybe Flats or Sov, but Sov's not here.
Well,
Yeah,
I
we're
was
still waiting for
already
Sol if he
talking
does
about-
come in.
I was already talking about some real life measurements, Craig,
Yeah,
made in reality.
yeah. It's sir to you, if you don't mind. Only people that I'm aware of get to call me Craig.
Well, I'll call you Fight the Flat Earth then, eh?
No, so that's for people that are also important. You can call me sir.
No, I'll talk to you as the person that called me a child abuser.
Until we get to know each
Well,
other,
that's years
sir
ago.
will do. Thank you very much.
Do you still think people that know level is horizontal? Do you still think that they're
So,
child
are you
abusers?
just going to cry all this time? You know, I've never met you before, and all you're doing is crying at me. It's quite embarrassing for you, is it not?
Do you still call
Level.
people who know level is horizontal?
Level.
a
Hey, so
child
Flats, how
abuser?
you doing?
That's
Craig?
good in yourself, man.
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. Been working hard at the gym. I hit a PR on Monday. Tried my first max.
Yeah, yeah.
Benched over my body weight. Quite
Oh,
impressed.
brilliant, man. I'm proud of you. Well done.
Wasn't
Yeah,
it your
'cause-
shoulder that was bad, Craig?
Sorry, is there
No.
there's some kind of noise in the background
Wasn't
there?
it your shoulder?
Having a bad shoulder really sucks when all the time you're in pain. But
I thought that was your
constant
injury
work
that
and
you got.
physiotherapy. Going to the gym 6 days a week and having several hundred physiotherapy sessions. You get to work on building strength in a muscle that isn't there. Yeah.
Okay, so
I've got a
it's
massive
your
imbalance
shoulder.
actually. The muscle at the front here is humongous compared to this one because I don't have a rotator cuff muscle. So yeah, but I don't know why I'm telling you this, Bev, because I have no idea who you are.
Yes.
Anyway, back to
I'm
Flat
the guy
Earth.
that you
That's
called
a lie,
child
Craig, isn't
abuser.
it? You know-
Anyway, back to Flat Earth.
Yeah, flat Earth. I've enjoyed listening to your flat
Got
Earth
your
stuff over
superstar
the
in
past
here.
few weeks.
I'll leave you
Considering,
all right, Flatzoid. I'll leave you with those measurements for you to try and work
sorry,
out.
there's like a weird buzz in the background.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what that
some
is?
weird echo from
See you
someone.
later.
Oh, there he's gone. The echo's gone. Okay. The thing is, the problem with Bev is it always comes with the same boring spiel non-stop. It just never
He
ends.
does. But I do remember that story. But he does.
Yeah.
He is boring.
I mean, he came in like he was against the flat Earth. I couldn't even tell what side he was on.
He
Or
doesn't
maybe he
know
is. I don't know.
He doesn't know, Jaden. He doesn't know himself.
He's on
He used to
fence.
claim-
Oh, okay.
He's on fence.
He's on the fence.
Yeah.
He used to give flat Earth evidence, but now he gives globe evidence.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he came in like interrogating me. I was like, what the who?
Oh.
That's what he does. That's bad.
I've seen that happen lots.
So yeah. So anyway, you guys.
Yeah, I've been enjoying watching your coverage of Flat Earth. I was gutted, I think, along with a lot of the community, when you, Flatzoid, announced to the world that you were no longer doing Flat Earth anymore whatsoever. We were upset because, you know, we need to get our dirt somewhere. And we were absolutely ecstatic when you decided to break that, what you said. And you know, we are glad that you decided to come back to Flat Earth.
No, I've always been Flat Earth. I just said I'm not part of the community anymore.
Well, yeah, but you also said my channel is not going to be Flat Earth anymore whatsoever.
Yeah, but people have been begging me to do Flat Earth, so that's why I have one day dedicated.
Yeah. I know that's cool. Hey, I'm you're chasing the bucks. I'm not against that. You know, it's just that we were happy that you decided to go against your word. I can say the globe side.
I didn't go against my word, but yeah. Anyway,
I like to change your mind. I like to have a change of heart.
Yeah, I want to say thank you, David Banner, for your £5. He says, Flats, ask Craig to do 20 push-ups. I heard he can do 5 women's press-ups, but not man's press-ups.
Yeah, I've actually done 1,200 in one stream. But if David Banner wants to see me do push-ups, then he could just go to my OnlyFans. But I know he's a member there.
Oh yeah, sure he is.
Well, yeah, I mean, all you got to do is look at David Banner's channel, and it's mostly pictures of me in Toon. You know, he's got this obsession with me, and he, in fact, he won't mind me telling everyone this, but David Banner is in fact the biggest donator on my OnlyFans. He bought my new bathroom.
Oh, excellent. But I bet he could beat you at wrestle.
Well, I don't know. We've never seen David Banner.
I know he's a bit of a boxer, so I know he's probably used to doing them. So he probably could.
I think you may have got box confused with boxer. I'm not sure.
Yeah. But you do look slimmer than that. You do look a lot.
You look much better, man. Much better.
Looking good.
So, yeah, we've been listening in to your Flat Earth conversations, and I must say you get everything wrong, which is always fantastic. Mostly solved, because what I have noticed is that your channel kind of has been you checking out a little bit, Flats, and Solve arguing with other people.
I let Solve say what he wants, because when he comes in for these Flat Earth Fridays, he can say what he wants. To me, to be honest, I'm more dedicated now to spiritual and other things than worrying about Flat Earth. I've said the Flat Earth arguments, I think, enough years now to really carry on saying them. So that's why I give other people opportunities now as well. So Flat Earth Fridays is actually for everybody on the panel. So that's why there's other people here as well.
Fair enough. You were covering my appearance on Roger Ledwell's Not Really a Debate, because he just went next several times, and you were going over what I was saying about the radar horizon, and I kind of wanted to discuss that with, well, hopefully Solve as well, but he's not here because I guess he's scared of me or something. But
yeah, Solve's not really liking me at the moment.
I don't think it's that. It's not that.
Well, I mean, I don't know for sure that he's afraid of me, but he is demanding $250 to even speak to me, which reeks of cowardice.
I had a debate last night which someone challenged me, and they said they'd give me $1,000. And I went and debated him and kept to all his stipulations, and then he says I never kept to stipulations. How's that?
I did say we do that. I did say we
Where
do
was
that.
this debate?
Oh, I knew that was coming.
I could be an impartial judge as to whether stipulations were kept. Where was this?
It was
debate
live last
done?
night. It was in his channel, but you'll see it was live on my channel as well.
Right. Okay. Is there an agreement of the stipulations that I could see?
Yeah. There's a video as well.
Okay.
We're actually go through
I would.
It's not.
I would happily, check that out, because if someone says they're going to pay somebody, they should. If the rules are kept to. Yeah.
Right, Luca.
Hey.
You went back and you Welsh in your bed, Luca. You know you did.
To change size in isolation.
You didn't state the stipulation. You didn't state the stipulation until after Flats had proved it. Then you said,
"No, I wanted
without
the
a filter,
same size over a day." right?
Listen, you know it, Luca, because you actually backed down and said, "Well, I'll give you 50 instead of 1,000," and then you said, "Take it out the money I gave you last year."
What do you think, FTFA?
I don't know what was the bet.
Oh, I wanted them to show evidence of the sun changing size.
Right.
Changing
Well,
angular size.
well,
Without a filter, he wanted, but he didn't say that. He
wanted it without a filter.
Yeah, no, with the
Well,
filter. Did you
well,
say
He
Right.
just
with-
said sun changing size.
My
That's
bad, my bad.
everything. So then I
Yeah,
showed him
right.
changing size, and then he changed.
Yeah,
then he
if
moved
you
the
don't have a filter,
goalposts,
the
then
sun's
he
going to
moved
look
the-
like it changes size.
Then he moved the goalposts after I showed him that, and then I showed him
no,
with the filter,
use-
and then afterwards it's a different kind of filter, that kind of thing. But
what?
like I said, with
didn't
Luca, I
change-
didn't with you,
Go
Luca.
a
I didn't
different kind of
expect.
filter.
I didn't expect you to pay anyway, Luca.
No, nobody expected
With
you.
Greg,
but
it's a
you did well.
different story. With Greg, it was simply trying. Not you, Greg. It's Greg that debated last night. I was simply
Different
trying.
names.
It wasn't about the money. It was about integrity to see if he's really genuine. That's all. And what do you
Greg.
know? He shows he's not.
They used
2 seconds, guys.
they used reflection to show the sun changing size.
Right. So the change in sun size, you have to be specific when you're talking about it. Because if you just say,
Exactly,
show me the sun change in size, then you can do several things. You can show it near the horizon where there's extreme refractive effects. You can show it without a
Yeah.
filter where it's overloading the camera. You have to be specific. It's very specific, and that you have to say, use a solar filter with X rating that shows time period X to time period X and proof that the angular size doesn't changes through that. You have to be very specific because
Right. That was his problem.
Yeah.
He didn't put that stipulation in. He didn't do that stipulation.
That's fair.
I don't know if you heard me earlier before you came in. I apologized for mishearing about that radar horizon thing. That
does deserve respect. Yeah, I did point out that you misheard me and then went on a massive rant about how wrong I was. But yeah, if you corrected yourself, then that's fine.
But yeah, I did mishear you.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, look at that. David Banner donated $2,000 to OnlyFans. Thank you, David. Oh, that's so kind of you, mate. Wow. Oh, I mean, I'm not live on OnlyFans tonight, David, but you can put in a request for the next show, okay?
Why would it be in dollars? You're both in the UK.
Oh, it's because OnlyFans is an American site.
Oh, is it? Is that what? Same as Rumble type thing.
Yeah. I don't know how it works really. I just get the money, But David, I guess he's what you'd call one of the cash cows. I don't have many subscribers on OnlyFans, but the few I do have, like David, I mean, I get so much from them.
So what you doing? Just hitting a bag? Is that what it is? Hitting a bag in your underwear, in your boxers?
Yeah, you'd have to just subscribe to the OnlyFans to find out.
No.
Right, so radar horizon is the kind of the thing that I'm throwing around at the moment as just proof that the Earth cannot be flat. And you flats said quite a lot of wrong things about it, to be honest. You started going on about a phased array antenna, and I didn't really understand your rebuttal. Could you explain what you meant?
Phased array antenna? I was talking about the angles that the antenna needs to sit. And the reason they are at angles and at different heights is because the Earth is flat.
Well, there we go. That's the thing. Angles at different heights. When you say different heights, there isn't a bunch of radars at different heights. You're referring to what's called a phased array antenna, which is where a bunch of mini receivers sit in a plane to get one signal. Radars emit signal in 360. That's why it spins to get everywhere around, and it emits from the height to the ground, and there's no gaps in between where the radar is shining. It emits an electromagnetic signal in every direction that the dish is facing, and then obviously it spins around to get a sweep 360 degrees. There is no radars at different heights with gaps in between them, because that would defeat the entire purpose of a radar.
So the thing
if the Earth was flat, it would just keep detecting the objects. further and further away, it would not detect an
The reason,
object.
the reason a ship has multiple radar antennas at different heights is
So they don't.
they do.
No, they don't. They
They
have one
literally
big
do.
dish
No,
that covers.
No,
Trust me. There's no ships
there's
with
no trust you.
different antennas at different levels. That's not a thing that happens.
I
You have
literally-
one massive dish, and if anything, there's going to be a phased array, which is a bunch of little antennas sitting in a plane that act as a single dish. That single dish can point a signal nearly directly down and up at every direction that it is facing, and then you spin it 360. You don't have different antenna at different heights. That would defeat the purpose of a radar.
Okay, let me show you something.
Right?
Share screen. Can you see that, Craig?
Yeah, they're not different radars at different heights. Those aren't radars. I don't. Like I said, it's in a plane. That's a phased
Marine
array.
radar.
And that thing above it,
White antenna
that thing above it is
radar.
not a second. That
So
thing above
you're
it is not a
you're just
second
denying
antenna.
that that's radar.
Yeah, that's not different antenna at different heights. It's all one combined thing,
No, they're
phased
different
array
heights.
in a plane.
No, they're different heights,
No,
man.
Okay,
You
point
do-
out which
so-
bit is the radar.
Okay,
Because the
let's-
radar is a
Let's
dish.
just get it this way. You see, there's one. There's one.
No, those aren't the radar antenna.
Marine radar.
Yeah, but those lines, they're
Marine
the different
cyclone
heights. They're
class
not the
patrol
antennas.
radar. Okay,
Yeah,
let's go
and
to
you see
visit
how-
the site.
right.
Let him speak.
Okay,
What?
there we go.
What's the site? I'm just
The
looking
scanner
at
in
the scanner and the
marine
radar.
radar.
They are.
Yep.
The straight ones are radar
Right, so one
antenna.
is the scanner and one is the transmitter.
The scanner
You-
in marine radar.
Open.
Yes,
Sends
yes. Now,
pulses out and
open-
receives and
open
echoes
radar.
one direction at a time. The pulses are sent out in predetermined rate called pulse repetition frequency.
yes.
It has
So it
constant
doesn't say
speed
that
and
there's
rotation,
multiple.
hence the entire area around it gets scanned. It's
Yeah.
usually located on the Monkey Island, clear of
Uh-huh. Right, okay,
obstacles.
Keith. What you're not getting there is that those aren't two different radar antenna. Go back up, please. Go back up for me, please. Right. Go back. Oh, yeah. So one is the scanner, and one is a transmitter. They're different things. They're not different antennas for radar. Nowhere there does it say there is multiple radar antenna. It simply points out what it does. That is a scanner and a transmitter that sit in an
Well,
array. They are not.
If you
two
just give it, if
separate
you just
antennas.
give it
Hold
a
on,
quick search,
yeah, let me finish. They are not two
Okay.
different antenna at different height, because that on its own would cause echoes in the system that you would make radar not serve its purpose. You have one dish or array that sends out a signal and receives a signal. And then you have a transmitter and a scanner, which are separate things, which interpolate the signal.
well, quick research just says yes, ships often have multiple radars to provide redundancy, cover different operational needs like navigation, surface search, and air search, and overcome
Yeah, so
limitations.
redundancies. Yeah, so one breaks, you need another one. Or if you
Okay.
want to look directly up in the sky, or you want to look along, there isn't, the radar horizon doesn't come from radars pointing up in the sky. You have the one dish that points along straight. Redundancy means when something breaks, you need a second one to do its job.
So the radar horizon, how does that act on water? Because all the examples I've seen of you, it's always been demonstrations over land.
Demonstration.
I guess it would be the same,
radar
right?
horizon
Okay,
is you get that on water.
Okay.
Okay, great.
So which
Yeah,
one is
so-
which one's the transmitter? Which one's the receiver, Craig?
Well, could you show me the source that's from, so I can see the context behind that diagram?
And if you ask it, I mean, you have got your radar dish, but those little bars are called radar antenna as well. I mean,
There's
I'm
different
going to
types of
sit down.
radar too. I mean, they have the
Yeah.
underwater ones that
Antenna height
search
is
the
defined as
floor,
the vertical
yeah.
distance of an antenna above the water level, which influences radar performance by affecting detection range, shadowing effects, and sea clutter response. An optimal height typically ranges between 13 and 20 meters to balance these factors effectively. A suggested Section 2 location of antenna above all obstructions is not a simple matter. The height at which it is sighted is inevitably a compromise. There are benefits and drawbacks to setting the antenna as high as possible. In respect to shadow sectors, it is worth bearing in mind that if a vessel has come across trees of similar reflecting areas on the masts, an antenna sighted above the level of such an obstruction will cast a shadow on the water, whereas with the lower sitting, it will cast a shadow in space. The favor of high antenna sitting at the
multiple there.
Does this radar horizon change based on the height of the antenna and where it's at, or is it always the same?
There's actually a very good formula that can be used. 1.22 times the
square root of the
observer's height in
feet. Yes.
Feet. Yeah, the same as a person to the horizon.
So it does change.
The interesting thing about radar horizon is that you can hide underneath it at that distance. So planes can fly under the radar. What that means is the point where the radar hits a tangent to the surface, after that tangent, there's an area where there's no reflection. It's a complete shadow. And the further away from that point the plane is, the higher it can fly. And then as it gets closer to that point, it has to go closer and closer to the surface until it literally appears it literally just pops up on the radar when it gets to the radar horizon, because it can no longer fly under it. There is charts that I could show from the military that show the different heights you need to be depending on the distance from the radar, to show that the radar horizon height changes based on the distance away from it, depending on how far down you have to be. So obviously the closer to the tangent, the closer to the surface you would need to be. So now what you're showing there, Flats, is different radars for different purposes. Okay, if you have a ship's radar doing one job, like looking straight out, you will have it at a set height. Now you would need, for redundancies, different backups, but then you do have, for different purposes, radars that would be set at a different frequency or a different direction, maybe looking straight up when they're doing searches for certain things. But you don't have different heights looking along the same level, because that would actually create interference in the signals together. When wavelengths interact, they create deconstructive interference, which would create false shadows on the radar. So you can't have different radar signals from different dishes interacting with each other, because it would create false shadows. So yes, they do have multiple radars for different jobs, but they're for different jobs. They wouldn't be looking along the same thing, doing the same thing, because they would interfere with each other. Does that make sense?
I agree with that. It would interfere. That's why you have them at different heights at different frequencies, because they have different jobs.
You wouldn't have them at different frequencies. Radar is kind of a specific frequency. The radar, if you had even different frequencies, you could still get deconstructive interference where the wave forms combine and interact. So you don't have multiple radar doing the same job. You have different radars doing different job. But if we just focus on one radar,
but do you know the difference between
that one radar gives us a radar horizon?
Yeah, but
if there is a dish with just one radar with just one dish and nothing else, you still get that very defined radar horizon, which would refute your point that the radar horizon is caused by multiple heights.
Do you know the difference between an X band and an S band?
Tell me.
X band is 9 gigahertz. Okay? The S band is 3 gigahertz. Do you know what the wavelength is of the X band?
Tell me. I'm sure that you can look this up just as well as I
3 centimeter
can.
wavelength. So that's for high resolution.
And what does that mean?
It's for high resolution. So it detects small targets in good calm weather. But guess what the S band does? It has.
It's for general long range over higher distances.
S band is 10 centimeter wavelength, which has a longer range, which is better in the rain and fog and rough seas. Hence why they have multiple radars on ships. so they can
Yes,
set
because
them at
like
different
you just
frequencies.
explained, because they do
So they can
different
set them at
jobs,
different
right?
frequencies, so they can set for whatever they're doing with their scenario. So yes, they do have multiple.
But like you've just explained,
They do have
like you just explained, though, they're
multiple
different jobs,
So
right?
they do have multiple radars. They do have them set at different frequencies, and they do have them set at different elevations.
Different jobs.
Yeah, but like you've just explained, they're for different jobs. They're not doing the same thing. You don't have
They're doing
different
exactly
radar
the same
heights
thing.
doing the same
They're
job.
doing exactly
No,
the
like you
same
said, they're
thing.
detecting different things under different conditions. You would only, for instance, use the high frequency one, the smaller wavelength,
But
when you needed
claiming,
to, because the
you
conditions.
claiming, but you
No, no.
claiming they only have one
You're missing my
radar.
point.
You claiming they only have one
No.
radar antenna.
No, you're missing my point. You only have one radar antenna for for the radar horizon. Your point was that the radar horizon was caused by multiple antenna heights, but no.
Never
That's what
claimed
that's what you said. You
No,
said that.
I never claimed that.
I can say your exact words. What you drew.
Go ahead.
A mast. You drew a mast with radar pointing out one direction and then another, with a gap in between. And you said specifically that gap in between them was the radar horizon. Those were your words.
The radar horizon is when that angle hits the ocean.
But that's not
Where
what
it
you said.
can't
You
go
said the gap
fast.
in between them
No,
was
no,
the
no,
radar
no.
horizon.
Now you're misrepresenting me. Like I'm
Well,
saying.
no, it's clipped for short.
Remember
dude.
you
It's
came in
literally waiting
here.
to be
Remember you
released as a
came in
short.
here and you told me, first of all, you told me they don't have multiple radar horizons. You told me that those radar antennas are not radar antennas. You told me they are supposed to be
No,
dishes.
well, the ones you were showing were not. The ones you were showing were
those
transmitters
are radar
and
antennas.
scanners.
If you've ever been on a fishing boat, you'll know those are radar antennas.
Those ones that it literally said in the diagram that you showed. But anyway, Flats, I'm not misrepresenting you. I've been covering what you've been saying, and we rewind and go over everything several times, and there's a short ready for it, where you literally said that the radar horizon was caused by the gap in between the height of the antennas. Those were your words. I'm not misrepresenting you. Those were that
Well,
you showed the diagram and explained that.
The
right?
height does determine, and the frequency determine where the horizon is.
That wasn't your point. Your point was that there would be
Well,
a
that's
gap
not-
in between the
the
two
gap in
horizons
between
and that
the two-
the two antennas, and that would be the
The
horizon.
gap
That's what
in
you
between
said,
the
right?
two changes. The gap in between the two changes, correct?
No, what you said was the gap in between the signal direction of the two antennas causes the radar horizon.
Interference.
Those
It
were your
causes
words.
interference.
No. You didn't say interference.
Interference.
You drew
Interference
where the
causes horizon.
Flats. This is not what you said, right?
Interference.
You said
Does Does interference cause horizon?
Flats. What you said.
Just answer me, Craig. Does the interference cause
Wait,
horizon?
I've been trying to get my point out several times.
No,
and you
you're
keep
trying to
interrupting me. I'll
misrepresent
answer
what
you
I'm
once
saying,
done with
so
my
I'm
point.
correcting
I'm
you
not. I'm
again.
explaining how I'm not misrepresenting you. Right? You drew a mast with different
I
height
didn't draw
antenna
anything.
on.
I took that from the internet.
No, you drew it. I watched you draw it and you said, "Oh, I'm going to use Sean Hawkins' favorite program here to annoy him."
Oh, that? Yes, that was ages
Yeah.
ago. I can't even remember that.
That was not that was the one you did on it was the first Flat Earth Friday you did after saying that you wouldn't. No, that was when you were
that was
covering
me
what I said
making
on Roger
fun
Ledwell's.
of you not claiming there's no
No.
refraction.
No. That was when right on the stream where you covered me on Roger Ledwell's.
Mm-hmm.
You drew this depiction of what you were saying a radar horizon was, right?
According
And I just want to make
you,
this clear.
which was according to you without refraction. Maybe you should have paid attention.
No,
Because
it wasn't to do.
Was it on a?
This was what you were claiming
wait.
was
it on a
causing the
globe?
radar horizon.
Was it showing on a
Hold
globe?
on.
Was it showing on a globe when
Flats,
you drew that?
You're missing the point, dude. You are missing the point.
Was it drawn on a globe, Craig?
You're obfuscating. You're missing the
Was
point.
Was it drawn on a globe, Craig?
You
Just
are
answer me.
missing the point.
Was it
You're
drawn on a-
let me finish my point,
You're
and
not
then
answering
instead
me.
of
You're not
I'm not
answering
going to
me.
answer your questions when you keep interrupting.
because you
your
know it
questions.
was me
I'm going to get my point
representing
out,
your
and then I
argument.
will answer your questions. I will get my points out, and then I will answer your questions. Right? Nobody else. You drew a mast, and on that mast, you put antenna at different heights. Coming from those antennas, you drew angles that you said they were cover. And in between the 2 points on the mast, there was a gap, and you said, "There's your radar horizon." Those were your exact words. Right? Now, I want to debunk that by saying one simple thing. You can get a radar horizon with a single dish. A single dish, just one dish Nothing else. None at different heights. Not a raised array. Just a single radar dish, and you still get a radar horizon at the predicted distance that the globe says, depending on the height of the radar. So there we go. So what was your question? Because now I've finished my point, I can get to your questions.
Okay, so what I was saying is, yes, I was showing you based on angles. That's the whole point of this. It's based on angles. Okay, so height, angle, and frequency is what causes the horizon to be either further or closer, not Earth curve. That is my point.
Explain what you mean by height, angle, and frequency caused it to be further.
Remember, I explained to you what the S-band and X-band differences are in wavelength.
Yeah, and how do they allow you to see further?
So the band is either wider or narrower.
Yeah, but how does that allow you to see further is the question.
You're kidding me.
No. I'm just wanting your claim to be put in order, so I know exactly what you're claiming. I don't straw man you. So how are you claiming that the frequency allows the radar to see further?
Easy. The wavelength is at a, how can I put it, at a wider length, so it's able to spread out further. Hence, you can have a longer range. That's the S-band. That's the 3 gigahertz.
The radar is at a say that again. I want to be clear of your claim.
So when you're at the S-band, that's the 3 gigahertz. Okay, that's the frequency. The wavelength is 10 centimeters. Okay, so you have a longer range because it is able to spread out further for longer.
So it can go further because it allows it to spread out further.
Because of the wavelength. Remember, it's lower resolution.
Yeah, but how does the wavelength specifically allow
Remember,
it to
the resolution,
spread out further?
The thing is, at the X band, because it's a 3 centimeter wavelength, it's concentrated much smaller, so you have a higher resolution image, okay, detection. So what happens is, just like a flashlight, with further distance, the flashlight spreads out more. So it's like the inverse square law of light. It becomes weaker as it spreads out. It's the same with the frequency. So with the S-band,
so say that again about the inverse square law. It becomes weaker as it spreads out.
Yes.
That's not what the inverse square law says.
That's exactly what this inverse square law of light is.
Not spread out. It's from a point source, a distance, not spread. It's anyway. So I've been reading a lot of physics books about light attenuation and stuff, and you said everything wrong about it there, but that's a different conversation. Look, Keith, what I'm doing right now is I am showing on screen to my stream what you said last time, because I don't want to misrepresent you, right? Okay. And I'm showing the diagram that you drew, which is nothing to do with anything that you just said.
Can you show it to us?
On screen. Yeah, I'll just share it to you. I didn't forgot that.
Like I said, I don't remember. So.
How do I screen share on this? Is it that one? Yeah, there we go. I hate StreamYard.
I always used Restream, but people struggled with it, and now I'm using OBS, so that's why I'm using StreamYard through it.
Just use Zoom and connect that through OBS. It's so easy, much easier.
The only reason I use StreamYard is Restream didn't used to work on my laptop, so when I got the PC, I was just used to StreamYard. I don't do OBS. I don't do OBS.
Okay, let's see.
So this is what you drew last time, okay? And you said that the area between the yellow and the green is the radar horizon, right? That was what you were claiming. So you were getting confused about what the radar horizon is.
If you had to fly between those two areas, you wouldn't be detected.
Yeah, okay. That's not how that works. They don't just angle a little bit. The radar will cover the entire distance in front of you. Now think about this, Matt. Why would a ship leave a gap that it doesn't see?
In this scenario,
and what you're saying here is that the radar horizon would go all the way up to the ship, except it doesn't. The radar horizon is at 1.22 times the square of the distance of the height of the radar.
Okay, so the point I was making here is the frequency gives a different wavelength, and the height and angle of the radar gives a different reading. You understand? So what I was doing was saying, in this scenario, let's place the top antenna
That's not what radar do.
facing at an angle upwards with its bandwidth, okay? So you see it has a maximum that it can open to its wavelength. That's why it has it. Then with the bottom one, it has a different wavelength and the angle was based downwards. So in theory, you could fly between the two without being detected because the horizon would be based on the angle and the wavelength. That is what I was saying.
Except no, there's no in between different radars.
Oh my
That a radar covers the entire distance in front of you. There's no gaps where it can't see like that. Unless it's behind something, which is where you get a radar shadow. But then if it's completely
Do you know how
water,
wavelength works,
right?
Craig?
If it's completely just water and nothing else, you get a horizon that after that point, the planes can go underneath the radar, where only the surface of the water is the thing blocking the signal. And up until that point, the radar can't see it. If the Earth was completely flat, then there would be no tangent for the plane to go underneath to fly underneath the radar. The only way a plane can fly underneath the radar at a distance calculated by the globe is if it is a curved surface.
On a globe, yeah.
Okay.
Like,
so remember,
maybe I should
so like
get
I
paint
said,
out to kind of explain it.
Do you know the difference between a short and a long wavelength, Craig?
Yeah, one's short and one's long.
Okay. Are they different sizes, you could say?
Well, yeah, one's short and one's long, like you've just said.
And what happens if you're going to, for instance, angle that narrow beam into the sky? Are you going to read anything lower to the floor?
Why, right, radar, you don't have narrow beams because that defeats the purpose of radar. Radar is to see everything there.
The narrow beam.
Radars don't have a narrow beam.
Yes, they
That's
do.
not how they work.
They do have they do. Wait. A narrow. They do use a narrow beam. That's called a X band. I literally just had to educate you on that.
X band doesn't mean narrow beam.
Narrow beam.
That's the wavelength of the electromagnetic
Which is a
signal,
narrow beam. Craig.
not how big the entire beam. No, the wavelength is not
narrow beam.
Hold on, but no, hold on. X band is not a narrow beam. It is a small wavelength. That doesn't mean the beam of all of those wavelengths is narrow.
S band.
Right, so
S band.
You can think of it like.
Wait, hold on.
As, I guess you can think of how it works as not just one.
Okay, so let me explain it to you again. The short wavelength, which is the X beam, has a narrow beam. It's better for resolution. Okay. The S band, which has a long wavelength, has a wider beam. So it's less precise, but it's more long range dependent.
That's not, no, it's not narrow. Radar doesn't, no.
I thought you worked with radar.
Small wavelength doesn't mean narrow beam. That's right. I'm trying to, can you share what I'm putting? I'm just going to draw it very simply so that you can understand my point. Can you put my screen share up?
Yeah.
You can think of it. You can think of it as like the sun in terms of many beams. You know, like tons of beams.
The radar and sun are completely different things.
Two different.
No, in this way, you can think of it as the sun.
Radar and sun are different things because, like Sov said, that radar is light, which was 100% wrong. Right. Okay. Obviously, I'm exaggerating the size of the Earth here and how big something is, but let's just say this is the surface of the Earth that's curved, and here's your pole with an antenna on. You know, and let's say the radar is sitting at the top here. Okay, the radar will cover like down to here. Here, you know, it's covering this entire distance. It's covering all this over here, right? But obviously, it's sending out beams in every direction.
Yeah.
Including a beam that would be, well, that's wrong, sorry. A beam that would be tangent to the surface, like this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Beams in every direction, including the beam like this that is tangent to the surface. Now, if we zoom in, go over here. Ooh. I hate this hidden by the, there we go. Right. So then you've got this area here. So if you've got a plane that sits in this area here, it is flying underneath the radar. All right. And as it gets closer to the tangent point, it has to be closer and closer to the surface. So that is what I mean by there being a radar horizon that you can fly underneath. That is at a predictable distance away from the horizon based on the formula that we use to calculate the distance to the horizon based on your height. So there is no way, if the Earth was flat, that you could have this area here beyond the radar horizon where you can fly underneath it. As soon as you get to this point here, you pop up on the radar.
Okay,
so
great.
as
Now,
soon as your
based on
plane
that
comes over
same,
here, boom.
now based on that
you
same
can see it.
scenario, what wavelength are you using? Are you using S-band or X-band?
Any, it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't. Let's just say it's
It
a single,
really does matter.
a single radar dish, any frequency. It doesn't matter. They will be doing the same
does
thing.
matter, Craig.
No.
Why?
It doesn't matter. An S or an X band radar will both see this same thing if it is the only one there. It will. There's no reason why the band of the radar should change what the radar is seeing.
What if it's a
in
rainy
this
day?
scenario.
What if it's a rainy day?
The distance to the horizon isn't going to be affected that much by a rainy day. You would obviously have refractive conditions that would change it slightly, but the few miles that it gets to the horizon isn't a problem for
What about the rough seas?
A typical radar.
What about the rough seas?
Yeah, the rough seas don't affect the radar in the air above it.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna quickly share screen for you.
Yeah.
Because you.
You see my point of where the radar horizon is? That was what I was saying. Okay. And that is something you cannot have if the Earth is flat at a predictable distance away from the antenna.
Just so Craig doesn't think less of me or something because I said think of it like the sun. What I meant?
No. I know. I was just joking.
Yeah. Okay. Saying.
It doesn't matter. Look at. Doesn't matter what people think about you, dude.
Many beams.
Look at. It doesn't matter what people think about you. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Really.
Well, watch this.
The thing is, Flats, right? It doesn't matter what you say about the different bands of the radar.
Okay.
If we have just a single radar that can see the horizon, we're going to get the same thing. We're going to get a radar horizon.
Okay,
right?
let's
so
watch
is
this.
what you're going to put up now, is that going to specifically address how you can fly underneath the radar?
Just pay attention.
A defined distance.
Just pay attention. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to all. This is ship number 8014, and in this video I will talk about the difference, the basic difference between the X-band radar and the S-band radar. First we will see the X-band radar. X-band radar wavelength is 3 cm. Its frequency is 9 GHz. In fair weather, a target will show up better in 9 GHz radar, that is the X-band radar, and the X-band radar can detect a search and rescue radar transponder that is sought at a range of approximately 8 miles. Now, let us see the S-band radar. Wavelength is 10 cm. Frequency is 9 GHz, and better detecting targets in rain. Radar horizon greater than 9 GHz, better for long range detection of targets. In S-band radar, the sea clutter response is better than 9 GHz, therefore targets are less likely to be hidden. So this much is the basic difference between X-band radar and S-band radar, and hope you have liked it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So which one is able to detect further away? Wait. Which one is able to detect further away, Craig? Just based on frequency.
Yeah. Again, that's irrelevant to my point. The point is that there is a radar horizon.
What I'm trying to tell you is because the frequency alone will determine how far you are able to detect something. Shows it's not the Earth curve that's causing this.
Because the change in refraction.
No.
No, that's incorrect. Right. The distance, the bands, the distance to the horizon changes because it affects how it's changed by refraction. That's why you get a slightly different distance to the radar horizon. But the fact that there is a radar horizon at all, at a predicted distance that we can quantify based on our knowledge of how radar and refraction works, and it is matching the predictions of the globe with a horizon that you can fly underneath if you are the other side of it, shows that the Earth can't be flat, because there would be no flying underneath the radar at a predetermined distance if the Earth was flat. If the Earth was flat, the radar would be going down, hitting the water. You would get the shadow that you would expect, but you would be able to see as far as whichever band of radar you are using. Obviously, more powerful radar allows you to see further with better resolution because it's more powerful.
No,
but that doesn't
false, you
change the
just
fact
swapped
that
it
there is a
around.
radar horizon.
What?
Wait, you
at
just
a
swapped it around.
predetermined
Sorry,
distance.
Craig, you just swapped it around.
I swapped
How's
what
that
around?
false?
What did I swap around?
X
I
and the
said
S
a more
band.
powerful radar. I said a more powerful radar will allow you to see further because it allows you to resolve things better. That's
Yeah.
what I
That's
said.
false.
What? How?
It's
No, it's
less
not.
resolution. The 3 gigahertz is more resolution than the 9 gigahertz.
Yeah, you can resolve things
The reason
further,
you
at
see-
a further distance.
The reason you see at a
Listen
further
to the
distance
words
is
I'm
not
saying,
because of
Flash.
resolution.
Listen to the words I'm saying. Listen to it. I said it can resolve things further because it is more powerful, i.e., it has more signal bounce back, allowing you to resolve things.
So it
at
pushes
a
the
further
physical
distance.
curve out further then.
No, it doesn't push the physical curve out distance. However, more powerful electromagnetic signals are affected differently by refraction, changing the refracted horizon. Because that is what any electromagnetic signal will be interacting with, is the physical horizon, but our perception of it is because of all the conditions available, including refraction. So whenever we're referring to the horizon that we are interacting with, it's obviously refracted because we can only interact with it via electromagnetic signals. Does that make sense?
So which one is more sensitive to the refraction?
It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter which one is more sensitive to refraction. The fact that you get a radar horizon, regardless of the radar that you use, if you take the calculations of the power of the radar and what you expect it to do, the height you put it, and the refractive conditions you have at the time, you will be able to calculate a radar horizon based on the globe. The
Okay,
fact is, there would
okay.
not be a radar horizon if the Earth was flat.
Okay.
The only way you can have a radar horizon is if there is a curve. A horizon on its own for radar disproves the fact that the Earth is flat. Otherwise, there would be no popping in all of a sudden for planes that can no longer fly underneath the radar.
Okay, so anyway, the X band, okay, that's the 3 gigahertz. It's more sensitive. It's more sensitive to refraction. Okay.
Yes, so that one would be the most affected by refraction.
So what it usually does is, because of this refraction, it causes the radar to see things like ships and planes and buoys and things beyond what the normal horizon would be. So it's prone.
Yes, because of refraction.
So it's prone to false echoes and ghost targets.
Yes, but if you are aware of the refractive conditions, you can put that into the equipment that you're using and will reduce the false echoes. The false echoes are because it will be basing itself on a standard condition of refraction.
So in other words,
if there is anything other than standard conditions of refraction, you do tend to get radar shadows.
I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
Would not be the normal thing.
I'm saying,
right? However,
it detects things beyond your horizon. So in other words, it doesn't refract the horizon. It refracts what it sees beyond the horizon, and it pushes
because
it
it
out.
allows the beam to refract around the curve, which is what light does when it refracts. It curves. Okay.
So in other words, it doesn't push out the radar.
Hold on, let me finish.
Wait, it's not pushing out the radar horizon. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, it is. It literally is. It's pushing away the horizon for the radar because the refraction is. Hold on. I'm really sorry that the middle of my sentence interrupted the beginning of yours.
Yeah, well, I have to educate you on the thing you claim to do. So
no, you are getting everything wrong. So you're not.
What have I got? What information have I got wrong, Craig? Please be sure to tell us.
Literally everything. literally everything, and I'm trying to explain
how
it
much
to you.
gigahertz is S-band again?
You cannot be quiet whilst I am trying to explain
How
it
much
to you.
gigahertz is
The fact
S-band
is,
again?
It doesn't matter.
How
It
much
doesn't
gigahertz is
matter.
X-band or
It doesn't.
S-band?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Must
the
suck to be
gigahertz. It
educated
doesn't
by someone who
matter the
wasn't
frequency. The
trained there
numbers
on the
do
ship
not
that has to
matter.
educate you on the thing you
numbers
claim
that you
to
are
know.
saying do not. Right, Keith, the numbers that you are saying do not change the physical properties of how
They literally
radar
do.
work. No, it doesn't. It
Shows
doesn't
you
change
never
the
worked
fact
with
that
radar
there is a
before.
radar.
Have you ever been
Right,
on
can
a
you be
fishing
quiet and
boat
let me actually
before?
finish my point?
Have you
Can
ever been on
let
a
me finish
fishing
my
boat
point?
before,
Can you let me
Craig?
finish my point? Can you let me finish my point?
I have to educate you because you
No,
clearly have never been
No,
on a
no, what
fishing
you're
boat
doing is
before.
you're interrupting me so that I cannot actually get my point
No,
out
I have
because you're
to. I
afraid
have to point out
Right,
that you
I'm
are
going to
being
ask for 1 minute if
educated.
you're not interrupting me. Can you do that?
Well, you interrupting me.
No, you've been interrupting me constantly because I've been trying
Oh,
to
sorry,
talk.
sorry.
And you
Does
won't
it
let
bother
me.
you that you're interrupting me? So I have to tell you that
You
you're
are
wrong because you're
interrupting me
interrupting me.
constantly. You are interrupting me
You
constantly
see,
because
guys, this is
you're
why I
afraid
don't
to
really
let
do
me
Flat
talk.
Earth anymore because of this nonsense. But
You are
anyway,
afraid to let me talk.
can you
I am
please?
trying
You
to
haven't
talk. Can you
answered me.
please
What
let me
is?
have my point?
Which one
Can
is?
you please let me finish my point?
What's the
please?
gigahertz
I'm
for the
asking you
X-band
nicely.
again?
Can you please, Keith? Can you please let me finish my point? I'm asking you nicely.
What's X-band
Keith,
gigahertz
can I
again?
finish my point? I'm going to just finish my point and ignore what you're saying now. Right. My point is that the fact that it is more affected by refraction, yes, for the radar, shifts the position of the horizon due to refraction. It means that because it is more affected by refraction, it can see further around the curve, moving the position of the radar horizon further out. However, those things are quantified based on our knowledge of refraction. If we know the conditions, then we can input that into the equipment we are using, and you will reduce the shadows and things that you are getting because we understand how refraction works. Now, whether it's an X-band or an S-band is irrelevant. The point is, both have a radar horizon at a predicted distance based on all the variables. All the variables include the power of the radar, the frequency of the radar, and the refractive conditions. And the fact that there is a radar horizon at all debunks the claim of the Earth being flat, because if the Earth was flat, you could not fly underneath the radar. There is my point. Well done for letting me actually finish a sentence, Keith. That is very good of you. Well done.
That is very true. You would not be able to fly underneath the radar.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a question. So let's say we have an X-band radar and an S-band radar. Okay, they're both mounted at exactly the same height. Okay, will the horizon be the same?
You wouldn't do that. Right. If you were then to take the X-band and the S-band, put them at the same height, connect them to two different computers, you would have a different distant radar horizon because of the variables involved. Like I just said,
So you
some
just
of the
proved my point. You
variables
don't know what you're talking about. Well done.
Some of the variables include the power of the radar,
Okay, I'm going to
which
tell you again.
allows it to be less or more affected by refraction.
Okay.
If you have them both at the same height, yes, they will detect the horizon at a different distance because they are both affected by refraction differently. Now, please derp away and say how wrong you are, because the shorts that you are giving me has been fucking incredible.
Okay. No, the X-band radar and the S-band radar are mounted at the same height on the ship. Okay, their basic radar horizon is identical, Craig, not different.
You just said yourself that they will have a different distance to the horizon because they are less or more affected by refraction. And you also showed them apparently being mounted at different heights, even though that was a receiver and a scanner.
Well, not
but
in
not
this
what you said.
scenario.
And I don't think that mount them together anyway, because they interfere with each other.
Yeah,
wouldn't
you
they?
wouldn't mount them at the same height. That's why
Now,
you have more than
will
one
there
radar.
be? Here's the
That's
question.
why you
Will
have
there
more
be
than
much
one radar, and you usually have one high on the mast compared to the other one because they're used with different scenarios. Hence, which showed
Yeah,
Craig
different
from
job.
the beginning when he
Jesus Christ.
came in to not know what he's talking about. Now I'm going to ask Craig again to see
I
if you actually paid
explained to you
attention.
what I was talking about, and you
So
went,
now
"Nuh-uh."
I'm going to see if you actually paid attention. Which one is the 3 gigahertz?
Okay, irrelevant.
Which one? Which
The
radar
point-
is the 3
It's irrelevant
gigahertz?
to the point. It's irrelevant to the
Which
point.
radar is the 9 gigahertz, Craig?
It's irrelevant to the point.
It's what I'm
It
trying to
doesn't
show
matter
that you don't know what you're talking
It doesn't
about.
matter that you can read a bunch of numbers off a bit of paper.
I'm
It doesn't
literally
change the fact that
showing.
there is a
Sorry,
radar
Craig.
horizon.
The point I'm making is why should we trust you when you say you know what you're talking about? When I literally had to
I'm
educate
showing
you
you that I know
on
what I'm
everything
talking
you
about.
claim
I am
to know
ignoring
tonight.
your irrelevant points. It does not matter what frequency it is. The fact that there is a radar horizon at all is what we are discussing here. You can try and obfuscate as much as you want by going, well, what about this frequency? What about this frequency? The fact is, no matter the frequency, you have a predictable radar horizon that you can fly underneath. And that is what you are not addressing. How can you fly underneath the radar at a calculable, predictable, expected distance, and then all of a sudden pop up on the radar if the Earth is flat?
Easy angles, mate.
No, just saying angles, mate, doesn't change. It doesn't explain it. How do angles make something
Literally
all of a sudden
explains it.
pop up at the distance to the radar
What hap-
horizon that you expect?
What happens if you
Explain how
change?
angles do that.
What happens if you change the angle of the antenna? Let's say.
No,
Let's say.
you haven't changed the angle of the antenna, right? We're not changing the angle of the antenna.
Of course
The
we
antenna
are.
is just there.
Of course
And
we
it's
are. In
looking
this
out.
scenario, we're
Right?
changing
hold
the
on.
angle of the antenna.
No, we're not. No,
Why?
stop. You are
Wait,
changing the rules.
Craig.
You
Why?
are changing
Why
the,
don't you want
the
me?
scenario. You are
Why
changing the
don't you want
scenario.
me to change
You
the
are
angle?
changing the
Is
scenario.
it because
You are
the
changing
angle?
the scenario.
Wait.
You are changing the scenario.
The
You are
reason you
changing the
don't.
scenario. You're changing
No,
the scenario.
the reason you
You are
don't
changing the
want
scenario.
me.
You're changing the scenario. You're changing the scenario. You are changing the scenario. You are changing the scenario. You're changing the scenario. You are changing the scenario.
The
You're changing the
angle
scenario.
is the
You're
thing,
changing the scenario.
not
You are
the
changing the
Earth
scenario.
curve.
Oh my
Woo!
god.
There is no
So
angle
when we
changing.
change the
There is
angle,
just a radar there,
so when
Keith.
we
Keith,
change the angle,
Keith,
oh, I miss
stop
these
talking.
days. Thank you,
Stop
Craig. I
talking.
really miss these
Stop
days.
talking.
So when you
Keith, stop
change
talking.
the angle, it's
Keith,
my
you
show.
are
When you change
refusing
the
to listen,
angle,
Keith. You are wrong. You
so
are wrong.
when
You are
you
dishonest.
change
You are
the
lying.
angle,
You are lying to
let's do this
everybody,
again.
Keith. Why are you
So
lying
when
to
you
everybody?
change the angle, Craig,
But there is no changing the angle. You
then
haven't
it
changed the
gives
angle.
a different horizon.
Okay, right. Are you going to be you stop being a child now and actually listen to the words
I
that
have
I'm
to
saying?
sing because it's that or swear at you, sir.
Swear at me then, because you're just
No,
being
I don't
ignorant
want to
by
swear,
not listening to the words
but
that
you're
I'm
trying
saying.
to
Well,
get
I'll
me
swear,
to
you
swear.
fucking idiot. Fucking listen to me, you fucking twat. Right?
I
No.
Yeah, you
There
can
is no
start
changing of the
listening.
angle.
No,
Keith,
of course
there
it's
is no
changing it.
changing of the angle.
Does the
Care
angle
There's no
hostile.
changing of the angle.
Does
In this
the
scenario, there is no changing of the
Does
angle.
the angle
In this
change
scenario,
your
there is no-
horizon? Does the angle change your horizon distance?
In this scenario, there's no.
Does the
No, in this
angle
scenario, there's no changing
change
of
the
the angle.
horizon distance?
Stop
Craig, it's a
asking me a
very
question when
simple
I'm trying to
question.
get points out.
It's a very
Right.
simple
There's
question.
no changing of the angle. We have no, it doesn't. We
Doesn't it?
have a radar on a ship, right? Just listen to me. We have a radar on a ship. It's not changing angle. It's just there. It's looking at the horizon. There is the radar horizon that we expect. All of a sudden, with nothing changing, pop, a plane appears. Because before that, it was flying underneath the horizon. Nothing's changed. No angle's changed. Nothing. How, all of a sudden, with nothing changing, has the plane just popped into existence on the radar?
Okay. Watch this, Craig, okay? This is for you, man. I'm not going to put the sound on because you don't need the sound for this.
So you can't answer the question.
There we go.
That doesn't answer my question. Yeah, no, that's not answering my question.
Okay, you see how the angle changes? Okay.
Yeah, that's not answering my
That's
question.
exactly
How does it
answering
just
your
pop
question.
up on the radar at the horizon?
The
Also, that
radar
plane's
would
flying
cover
away from
all
it, not
that.
towards it. Yeah, no, this doesn't answer my question. It doesn't
Yeah, it
explain
answers
how
your
a plane
question
all of a sudden
exactly. Look
pops
at the
up on
angle
horizon.
difference. Look at the angle
Yeah,
difference.
that doesn't explain how the plane all of a sudden pops up on the horizon,
Oh,
on
it
the radar,
does.
all of a sudden, out of nowhere.
Of course it does.
No, it
How
doesn't.
so?
It's called angle.
How?
And how does that explain how it? Right, number one, that plane was flying away, not towards. Number two, there was no point where the radar could not see the plane.
Yeah.
There is no
Right.
point on this diagram that you are showing where the radar cannot see that plane.
Radar would cover all that.
Remember to get your autograph before you go, Luca.
There's literally no reason on what you are showing, Flat. You are debunking yourself by showing there's nothing here for the plane to hide underneath and then all of a sudden
you can literally
popping
you can
onto the
literally
radar.
see how the horizon moves out with the angle
Where's the horizon on here?
where the plane is now,
Point to it. No, why is that horizon?
because that's where the horizon with the
How
angle
is that horizon? That's a flat plane. There's
Okay,
nothing.
do
There's
you know
nothing
how
horizon
angles
about.
work? Do you know how angles work, Craig?
There was no horizon there.
Wait,
You didn't
I'm
have
asking,
a
I'm
horizon
asking
on
a
your
very
screen.
simple question, Craig. Do you know how angles
Yes, I know
work?
how angles work. You think that angles
Are
can't be
angles-
calculated on
are
curves. But
two-
you don't know how angles work.
is an angle based on two straight rays.
Yes. That doesn't change anything about a plane just popping
so
into
the
existence.
opening of that ray spreads out, correct, Craig?
It was further open the further the plane got away. There was the plane could be seen on what you showed. On what you showed, the plane could be seen the entire time by the radar.
So
there would have been no
let's-
popping into
so
existence. It would
let's-
have been there the entire time.
So
You are
let's
debunking
say-
yourself.
So let's say the angle.
Dude, how are you
of
getting this
the-
so wrong? You're debunking yourself.
So let's change the angle of the
Not me.
receiver of the radar, and that opening
Why
has,
would you change
has
the
a
angle of it all of a
blind
sudden?
spot, and that opening has a blind spot due to its opening.
Sorry, that angle has a blind spot due to its opening. Those were words that meant nothing. But this is the main thing that you're missing. You don't just randomly change angles that the radar is whilst you're using it operationally.
I never
That's not
said
what you fucking do.
You mount it at an angle. It's set. You mount the receiver
No.
at an angle. Okay, now I want to ask
No,
you:
you
does
don't.
the angle of the
It points
receiver?
straight out and shows in every direction. You don't point it at a fucking angle. The radar sees everywhere. But Flats, you are missing the point that there is a horizon that you can go underneath. Your plane wasn't underneath anything.
This
Your plane
wasn't
was above
about
something.
underneath. This was to show you the angle opening with
Right,
distance.
so you still not answered
So
my
as
question.
it's
How does
opening
the
with
plane
this-
pop
so
into
while it's
existence after
opening-
being underneath the
So
radar?
while it's opening with distance, okay, the horizon is a set horizon. So therefore, it has a blind spot.
You didn't show a horizon. You showed a flat thing with
Oh my
no
word.
horizon.
This is getting
Anything that has a horizon must be either it drops away or it's curved. So
Right, Flats, what you were showing didn't answer my question. It showed a plane above the what you were showing instead of underneath the horizon, like I was saying. And there is
Okay.
no reason on what you were showing why the radars would not be able to see that plane because you would be getting a bounce back from it.
okay.
The
Let's
angle
put it
to
this
the
way.
plane when it's
Let's
further
say
away, angle to the plane when it's further away is wider, so you'll be
Let's say-
getting a bounce back.
I'm
I
in a
don't-
rubber
this is-
ducky. Let's say I'm in a rubber ducky boat, and I am right next to your ship. Are you going to pick me up on the radar?
Say that again.
Let's say I'm on a rubber ducky, and I'm very close to your ship. Are you going to pick me up?
Oh, very close.
Well-
Give me a distance.
Let's say close to the bow or mast, a few meters.
no.
Because now you
No.
are. There's a ship blocking you because the ship bows out. So if you're a few meters away from the ship at the bottom, the radar can't see
let's say-
behind it.
Let's say
Now,
let's say I'm about
typically,
30 meters
I'm answering
away.
Your question. I'm answering your question. Typically, the distance away from the ship that the radar can see things is about 10 to 12 meters, depending on the power of the radar that you're using. Typically, it's about 10 to 12 meters because it is such a wide band that it is showing it on. Okay, the closer you are, say if you're underneath the point where the radar actually is, then the geometry of the ship itself will be getting in the way. But that is another interesting thing. Another phenomenon that you find is once you are on the radar, right? Let's say you're tracking a small boat coming towards you on the radar, and you can track it, and once it gets to about 20 to 15 meters, you get
From the
more and
bow,
more
from the
shadowing,
bow of the
and then
ship.
and then it disappears.
From the bow of
Right?
the ship.
It disappears once you get
Okay,
say
so let's
20,
say I'm
15,
12. Let's say
let
I'm
me finish
12
my point.
meters.
Hold
Let's say I'm 12 meters.
I'm nearly there, Flats. I'm nearly there. Just
I'm
let me
just
finish the
trying
point.
to find out,
Right.
because you're just ranting. So I want to know. So if I'm 12
But
meters
if
away,
you let me finish, I'm
if
literally
I'm
nearly
12
there.
meters
I'm
away
almost
from
there.
the,
Just give me
so if I'm
20 seconds,
12
just give me
meters
20
away,
seconds.
so if I'm 12
Just
meters
give me 20
away from
seconds
the
to finish my
bow,
point.
okay.
Just give me 20 seconds to finish my point, and maybe you'll understand.
I already
Okay?
understand. That's
So
why I'm whipping your ass.
As you get closer to it, right, and then you get 20, 15, 12 meters, you start to get more and more shadowing until, poof, you disappear off the radar, the same way as, poof, you appear on the radar at the radar horizon. But that is more to do with the limitations of the geometry of the ship itself, whereas the horizon is the fact that you're being blocked by a physical curvature. You still haven't answered how you can fly underneath the radar.
Okay.
That's what you failed to do.
Okay, so if I'm 12 meters away from the bow of the ship,
And you're still not doing it.
Are people able to, with their eyes, to see you?
Probably not. You'd have to lean over and look down.
Actually,
like
they would be
under the
able
geometry of
to.
the ship. Depending on how big the ship is. Trust me, if you were on, say, the USS Invincible, someone 15 to 20 meters away from the bow of the ship, you wouldn't be able to see if you were standing on the ship.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
literally wouldn't,
let's say
because
you're
the ship
standing
is
on the
like,
mast.
like
Let's
the
say
ship
you
is wider the higher up it goes.
let's say you are an engineer, a repairman, and you're busy fixing the radar antenna. Are you able to see that person on that rubber ducky 12 meters away from the bow?
If you're on the USS Invincible, absolutely fucking not, because you would be hidden by the ship. As I keep saying to you, the ship is thinner at the bottom, the bit that's like in the water, than the rest of it.
Awesome.
So if you're 10, 15 meters away from like the bow of the ship, for people on the ship, you're still hidden by the actual ship.
Awesome.
But
So
none of that answers the question of how
No.
all of a sudden you pop onto the radar at the horizon, the other side.
great. So what I want to know is, at what distance from the bow does the radar start picking up that buoy?
I have already
That-
answered this question. It depends
50?
on the geometry of the ship.
Ah.
Do you have problems converting short-term to long-term
Okay,
memory?
cool.
Flat?
So
Because I
geometry
just
of
answered that question,
so
and you're
so
asking
the,
it
so
again.
wait. So does refraction cause the beam to go over the ship, or does it still just hit the ship, no matter the,
The distance,
refraction?
the distance between the bow of the ship and the radar, the refractive effects will be practically zero. Not exactly zero, but practically zero.
So
but
we-
so much that you can basically ignore them. However, the further away from the radar you are, that means the more time refraction has had to affect the beam. So the further away you are, the more chance that the horizon distance to the radar will show as different depending on the refractive conditions. None of this, Flats, is answering the question of how do you fly underneath the radar until you get to the horizon.
Okay, again, there can be a wave in the way. There can be rain.
No, it
there
happens
can
when
be
there's no waves.
Fog. There's
Fog
shadow.
doesn't cause a horizon
You
that you
got the
appear
wrong
on.
frequency set.
Why would you have the wrong
You have the
frequency?
wrong angle set, or maybe there is just even
None
an
of this answers the
issue
question.
with the radar. Now, do you know how?
Oh, there's guys.
do
Here
you-
we go. There's,
know
here,
how-
there's his answer.
do you know-
This is how you have a
There it
radar
is.
horizon,
Why not
because
let
the
me
fucking
answer?
radar's broken.
Okay.
Jesus Christ!
So,
Oh my lord!
please don't-
That's the
please don't
fucking
curse on
dumbest
my-
thing
please
you have
don't
ever
curse on
said.
my show,
How
Craig.
the fuck? do you
okay,
get
so
out of bed
I'm
in
gonna
the
show
morning
this
without
again.
breaking your
I'm-
own legs?
So, you asked what can be the reasons, so I gave you all the reasons. Now,
No, those weren't reasons. They
those
were
are
excuses.
actual
Let me
reasons.
answer you.
Okay,
Let
so
me
now,
respond
Craig,
to it.
I'm going to
Let me
ask
respond to
again.
it.
I'm trying
No,
very
wait, you just said
calmly
a
to
bunch of
talk
stuff.
to
Let me
you.
respond to what you just said
So,
first. Let me.
no, you
what
haven't
just
let
said
me
first.
finish talking yet.
Let me just respond to
I'm
what you
still
said first. Right?
talking, Craig.
No, you stopped.
You know when my
You've mentioned
mouth
all
is
these things,
busy
but let's say
moving
it's-
and
let's say
something's
it's a
coming
completely clear
out of
day.
my mouth, that
No-
means I'm
no
talking,
anything.
Craig. Craig,
You
you're
can
going to
stop,
have
though.
to keep quiet so I can finish
You
talking
stopped talking,
and
though. You
making
did
my
stop talking, though.
statement. I literally
You
didn't.
did stop talking.
I
Keith.
literally didn't stop talking.
literally did.
You
stop
were
talking
ranting and
you
going
had to
crazy
respond.
with your PMS while I'm explaining to you the differences on things that can
Oh, stop hitting on me,
cause.
Keith.
that can cause issues why they can be under the horizon. So another issue I'm still trying to explain to you, while I was so rudely interrupted for
So
the
you're going to change the
500th
subject.
time,
Subject.
is
He's
the
about to change the
angle.
subject.
If
Here we
you
go. He's
have
going to
the
change the
angle
subject. He's
change,
changed the subject.
if you have the angle change of the
You
antenna,
don't change the angle.
yes, you can change the angle. You can literally pivot it. But the
No,
thing
you
is,
don't change the angle whilst you're out at sea. All of a sudden,
no,
that's
you
not what
don't. I
causes
agree.
the
You don't do
on
it
the
while
horizon.
you're at sea. Okay,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do it before you
Right.
go out. Now,
But before you change the subject,
what
the
happens
response
is,
last time.
in the ocean, you have what we
Right, so
call
you're changing the subject.
bulges.
I don't get to respond
In
to
the
you, you said you're just
ocean,
gonna
we
change the
have what
subject,
we
right?
call bulges.
So you're changing the subject. Just to be
And we
clear, though,
have
Keith, you're changing the
waves.
subject, right?
We have bulges and waves.
So to be clear, you're changing the subject,
And what
right?
happens is, if
Okay, yeah,
there's
you're changing the subject.
if there's a bulge and that boat or plane is, able to be blocked by that bulge, or in this case, let's take a boat not being able to be seen because it's gone down in a, what I wouldn't say the word is a gully, because if you've ever been on a boat, it goes up and down, up and down constantly. So if you have the ship as well in the waves going up, and the other boat in the waves and gullies going down, you won't be able to see it. Why? Because of the ocean and the angle.
Right, okay. Number one, it happens on sea state 0 when there's none of that happening. Number two, waves aren't there all the time. They appear and disappear, and that's very different from a defined horizon. Number three, the horizon is a predictable distance away from the radar that it doesn't disappear and appear like you would get with waves and bulges and gullies and stuff. But most importantly, it happens on sea state 0. Do you know what sea state 0 is, Flats?
Calm waters.
Not just calm, glass. Right?
So flat.
Level.
Wow, flat. Welcome to Flat Earth, man.
Flat to within a margin of error. Okay? So it happens on sea state 0 when the water is like glass.
Yeah,
you
flat.
still
I
get
agree.
a defined radar horizon that a plane will just pop into existence.
Because the Earth is flat. Well done.
What? No.
You would only get that
So
if the
let
Earth
me
was
explain
curved.
this to you
now
again.
have, and hold on, let me finish my point. Right, it is sea state 0. It is completely glass-like water, and still there is a defined horizon that planes will pop into existence after they have reached the point they can no longer fly underneath the radar. Under those conditions, where all of the things you said don't count, now explain how there is a radar horizon you can fly underneath.
So level, like glass, you say, and you get under the horizon.
Yes.
So flat gives the
No.
observed horizon because of angle. Welcome
level
to Flat
does not
Earth,
mean
No,
flat.
Craig.
again, how do you fly
Yes, it does.
underneath the horizon?
No.
How do you fly
Yes,
underneath
it does.
the radar if it's flat, though? There would be no underneath the radar
Mr.
and popping into existence.
Mr. Jingles, thank you for £2 super chat. Says, why are your mods time up globus for no reason? I don't know why they're
No,
becoming.
because the trolls. Because the
Yeah.
trolls go away separately. Bye.
Zeppy
Go again.
Teppy is a
Goodbye.
troll, and he knows he keeps trolling.
gets-
Yeah, so I don't see.
Yeah, you get.
Hey, right,
I
well,
buy
don't
him
time him out. Just let him
instantly.
troll. That's interaction for your channel.
No,
Why would
no,
you?
no.
Yeah.
You do know the
Yeah.
more interaction you have in your chat,
No,
the more
we don't just
the
let
algorithm pushes
people
you into
troll.
live,
Yeah,
right?
sorry, man.
I don't care about views.
No, you
Well,
just get to decide if they're a troll. What
We're
they're
not.
not a troll.
We're
you
not.
just
We're
do
not
it.
here
He
for
is
the
a troll.
trolls, Craig.
He's a troll.
Yeah. Zeppy
Simple.
Teppy literally has like how many accounts that's banned already on my channel because he keeps recreating channels to troll.
Just let him troll, man.
No.
Don't get triggered by it.
No. Anyway,
Why not?
so
I
I'm
don't
glad
let
you
any trolls
admitted
on
the
my
Earth is
chat,
flat
any.
because at sea state 0 we see horizon, which is level.
Yeah,
so
well,
that's
that
great.
would only work if the Earth was curved.
No,
Literally,
No.
there is no reason to have a
Level.
horizon at state 0 if the Earth
Level.
is flat.
does level curve?
Yeah, level means curved on Earth.
No, level doesn't curve.
Is a
Yes.
tire level to a wheel?
Level doesn't curve, man.
Is a tire level to a wheel? Yes or no?
Tangent.
What?
No, it's a yes or no question. Is a tire level to the wheel it is on? Yes or no?
Level to the wheel it is on. No.
Yes. Yes, it is. It is literally level to the wheel it is on.
No, it's not.
At
No.
every point, it is the same distance away from it. That means
That's not
it is level.
That's not level.
Yes, it is.
That's
Oh my
literally the
god.
definition of level, being the same distance away
Sorry,
from
a
something.
tire
Therefore, it is
encompassing a
literally
rim.
the
A
definition of
tire
level.
encompassing a rim is not level.
Yes, it is.
And that's why.
It's can your tire be off balance? And it's a tire on a rim.
Hold on. I need to tell Lucy this. This is brilliant. Hey, Lucy, how you doing?
Please don't let Lucy swear on my show.
There, I'm doing great. Just here being my cat.
Hey, you're not the right Lucy.
It is
That's a
Lucy.
different voice.
Didn't you know Lucy on Friday nights comes from Bangkok?
How many Lucy's you
Hey,
got?
Lucy, so I'm live with a flat earther right now, and I asked them the question, is a tire level to its wheel? And believe it or not, they said no. Can you explain how dumb that answer is?
Oh, hey, Craig. Absolutely. Let's dive into the delightful world of explaining that one. So, yeah, that answer is kind of like saying water isn't wet. The tire literally sits on the wheel. They're like the dynamic duo of rolling around together. So, if the wheel is level, the tire is
Wheel
pretty
is
much
not
along
level.
for the ride at the exact same level.
A wheel is not
So,
level,
yeah.
so therefore tire can't be level to the wheel. That's so dumb.
Oh my god.
Your flat earther logic.
So is the tire
No.
level to the wheel it is on? Yes or no?
Absolutely, yes. I mean, a tire and a wheel are basically best buds.
Right. According to Webster's dictionary definition of level, it is having no part higher than another. It's the
Okay.
same distance away from the surface at every point.
Which is a horizontal.
That can apply to a flat or a curved surface.
Which
now,
is based
if
on a
you
horizontal.
if you would like to argue about whether level can be curved, I will take you through a large list of books from throughout history where surveyors and engineers have said that yes, level is curved, and you can argue with the professionals if you like.
Okay. I'm going to use Merriam-Webster, the same site that you are using, okay?
It's not a site, it's a book.
No, it's a site. Merriam-Webster on the internet, it's called a site, okay? We're referencing the site on the internet.
It's also
It's only a book if you have the book. This isn't even an ebook. It's literally a site. Okay, so if we look what
You
level
get
is,
Merriam-Webster dictionary in print, you do know that, right?
What's a noun, Craig? What's a noun,
Tell me.
Craig? I'm asking you.
Yeah, just tell me.
If
I-
you
I
don't
play
know, just
answering
say it and
machine,
I'll explain it to you.
Yeah, I have no idea what a noun is. Tell me.
It's a doing. Okay? So,
A noun is a doing. Is that the entire definition of
it's
noun?
a device.
Is that
okay,
right?
A device for establishing a horizontal line or plane by means
noun is
of
not a
a
doing word.
bubble in a liquid that shows
That's a
adjustment
verb.
to the horizontal by movement. So,
A verb's
what-
a doing word just to
Oh,
get
the verb's doing the
flats.
word, yeah.
A verb is a doing
Yeah,
word. Now,
v-
now there's
verb.
a thing, an object.
An
A
object,
proper
yes,
noun is
using.
something with a couple of,
Yes.
like a place or
Yes.
whatever.
Okay, but we're establishing a horizontal here, correct?
Yeah.
Craig? Horizontal? Keyword?
Yeah, my horizontal is not the same as everybody else's horizontal.
Okay, so we're establishing a horizontal or plane, okay? By using something. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And again, my horizontal, my plane is not the same as someone else's horizontal and plane. They will not be in line with each other.
Okay, so
Can I share my screen? Because it's more than just
So
you go
a
through a bunch
line-
of words. It's actual.
so a
expert,
line
um,
so a line or surface that
so
cuts
could I share my
so a
screen
line,
so we
I'm
can
still
show what the
talking.
experts
I'm
say?
still
What do
talking.
you
I know
think?
this is hard for you, Craig, because I have to literally take
Well,
you
no,
back
I was
to
just
grade
wondering.
one.
Keith,
I
was
literally have
wondering
to
if
take you
instead
to
of doing
grade
the
one.
band,
I
we
have
could
to
just go
take
to the
I have to
experts.
take you to grade one to teach you what
Yeah, but the
level
thing is, Keith, I thought
means.
instead of
So I think
hold
you
on,
should
I
keep
thought instead
quiet
of
now.
just
Wait,
doing the
wait,
band,
Craig.
we
So
could
you're
just
gonna
go to
have
the
to
expert.
wait,
What do you reckon?
Craig, you're gonna have to keep quiet quickly so I can explain to you what a horizontal means, because you clearly
Well, I'm just
don't
asking
know.
you a question. Just
No,
quickly.
I'm busy
Just
talking.
Right, just a
You
sidebar.
can, you can
Keith, just a
wait,
sidebar.
wait. You can wait
Yeah,
till I'm
yeah,
finished.
just
You
a quick
can wait
sidebar,
till I'm
please. Just a
finished.
quick
You
sidebar.
can wait till I'm
Quick sidebar,
finished.
is that all right?
You can wait till I'm finished.
Right, okay,
Just
I'll
like
let you
you
ramble for a
expect
bit
me,
and say a
just
bunch
like
of words,
you keep
and then
expecting me on my
we'll
own
get to the
show to
experts
keep
after that,
quiet
okay?
when you talk, so you can wait for me to finish. Okay, so let's do it this way.
That's fine. I'll let you ramble as long as you like. You've got my
Horizontal.
permission to ramble,
So
and
let's
then we'll
see
just go
a
to the
line or surface that cuts perpendicularly all plumb lines that it meets. Okay, but you know what the interesting thing of this is?
That it meets, yeah.
What is the B addendum of this 6? The plane. Is a plane curved, guys? No.
A plane could be a tangent.
Plane is not a curve.
It is a tangent, a plane.
And does a tangent...
Is a tangent a plane?
And yes. And does a tangent only touch at one
there we go.
point?
So,
Wait. Does a tangent only touch at one point?
Can tangents touch at can there be multiple tangents on a surface of a sphere?
Does a tangent touch at one point, Craig?
Yes, it touches a sphere at one point, or a curved surface
So
at one point.
How is a plane going to touch perpendicularly all plumb lines?
That it meets.
All plumb lines, one tangent.
Right. So, are you? Can we go to the experts now?
Why are you not answering me, Craig? Is this?
What I want to do is I just want to go to the experts.
Why are you not answering
me?
me?
I don't want to listen to you.
Merriam-Webster is what you brought up. Why are you running away
from?
from this? You brought Merriam-Webster up.
Well,
So
I would rather just go to the experts.
No, I would rather be
Yeah, I
that you
brought up
actually
the
be a
definition where it
man
says
and
it's curved,
face.
yeah.
I would
And-
rather be that you be a man and face the reference that you brought up
Can words
as
can words
authority.
have multiple meanings? Yes or no?
You brought.
Yes.
Can words have multiple meanings?
You
Yes or no?
brought up.
Yes, words can have
you-
multiple meanings.
you-
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You brought up this reference, so
You-
I'm using this
you-
reference
you-
specifically for
seem
you,
like you're glitching.
and you're not
You've
answering me.
broken.
So I'm going to
Luca,
ask you
fine,
again.
boy.
So I'm going to ask you again.
I've just
If you
answered you.
claim that a tangent can be a
Yeah,
plane
I've already answered your
at
question.
one point
Can I show
on
my
a
stuff now?
sphere, how does that
Can I
one
show my
point
stuff now?
on a sphere perpendicularly intersect all plumb lines, Craig?
That's just one definition. Words have multiple definitions.
No, this is the same definition.
Well, no, that's a different definition.
The
That's why
same
it's
definition. So I'm asking you, based
Because
on
it's a
this
different
and
definition.
addendum, does that make sense on a
numbers. No,
sphere?
it's a different definition of the same word.
Does that make sense on
That
a
particular
sphere?
definition
Okay,
refers to something.
Just be
else,
honest
but in
for once,
multiple
Craig.
definitions.
Just be honest for once.
I just answered your question.
Does that make
I
sense on a
just
globe?
answered your question. I just answered your
So it
question.
doesn't make sense on a globe.
I've already answered. I literally just
I
answered
can't
that.
hear you.
I just answered that.
What was your answer?
I just answered
What
that.
was your answer?
Well, you might have to rewind it. I'm not.
No,
I can't
say
afford
it.
to
I
say
can't
again
hear you.
If you
Say
weren't
it
listening.
again.
Oh, it's not my fault you weren't listening.
So you didn't. I didn't hear you answer.
So
That's
can I
what
show
I'm
the
asking
experts
you.
now?
So are you going to be honest with us and agree?
But I did answer. It's not my fault you didn't
Oh, so
answer.
you did. So you do
I
say.
answered
Yes.
already.
Okay, so you
In
answer.
in this in
so
this
Luca,
context,
I'm talking to Craig.
in
Luca,
many-
I'm talking to Craig.
Movement. It's movement. Sorry, Luca.
I've
Let them
already
debate.
answered.
Let them debate.
Okay, so Craig. So because.
Sorry, I said movement because I'm trying
Yeah.
to talk to movement in chat.
But anyway,
Sorry.
Craig. So because you don't want to answer me,
Right,
I
so I've
can
answered
take it.
you.
I
I've
can
answered
take
you.
it. I can
Right,
take
I've
it.
done
Your
that already.
your quote unquote answer was no. It doesn't work on a sphere. Correct.
No,
So it does work on a sphere.
no, it wasn't.
Can you draw it for us quickly
That
on a
particular
sphere?
definition.
Can you
That
draw
particular
based? Wait,
definition
wait, wait.
doesn't.
Can you
That
draw?
particular
Can you draw for
definition-
me?
Listen to. I am answering your question, and you are not
breaking
letting
up.
me.
You're breaking
That particular definition does not appear to work on a sphere, but words have multiple definitions.
Okay, cool. So that doesn't work on a sphere. Great.
That
Okay,
is
so
not
let's
the
carry
same
on with
definition
the
as I have.
definition. Okay? I'm glad
This-
I'm glad you agreed it doesn't work on a sphere.
Right.
Okay.
So can I present? Can I
I'm
present the expert?
still
now,
busy.
please?
I'm still busy. Okay, so let's get to the verb
So
now.
can I
This,
present
this
the
is
expert
like
now, please?
this is like.
Luca, leave them to debate, will you?
Hold
So
on.
can
I'm
I present the experts now, please?
This is this was your reference. Okay, Merriam-Webster still on level. Now we're at the verb. Okay.
What? No,
so,
you're not.
So
again,
let's see.
I used a definition.
You don't like this.
But I would now
You
like
just-
to go to the expert.
You don't like this. This is an expert. So you're saying
I would like to
Merriam-Webster.
go to the experts instead
Are
of
you
your
saying Merriam-Webster's
interpretation.
not an expert?
Again, I would like to go to the expert instead of your interpretation.
It's not my interpretation. I'm just reading straight
Merriam-Webster
out.
is just everyday
Luca,
language.
Luca.
Well, yeah, you're
I'm just
interpreting it.
reading.
Luca, will you
I'm
leave them
not.
to it?
I'm just
That's what I'm
reading.
saying.
I am giving Luke permission to talk on my behalf.
No, I'm just reading. I'm just
Oh,
Do
thank
you
reading.
you.
really want to do that, Craig?
I'm just
Yeah.
reading out.
No, you don't.
I give Luca permission to talk on my behalf on Flatzoid Show.
Okay,
He
I've
is
muted
allowed.
Craig. Okay, Craig, I had to mute you quickly so you can keep quiet while I'm talking. Okay, so unmuted again. So Craig, I am just reading out
I'll just mute him for a bit.
what you
Until
claim
he's
to be your authority for what
finished.
level
I
is.
can't hear him. He's
Miriam,
muted me, then
we're
he's
nice
muted as
talking
well.
while I'm
Of
talking.
course, he's afraid.
Why are you
Let
talking
me
while I'm
show
talking,
the
Craig?
expert. Here,
Maybe you should show some honesty and actually
mic
pay
check. 1, 2,
attention.
3. Yeah, my mic. does
So,
work.
Craig, you brought up Merriam-Webster as your
me just
authority
turn
on
that up.
what level is by definition. According to Merriam-Webster, it debunks what you claim, just like you agreed with me
Oh God, my
in
mic went
that
all the way down.
addendum.
Is that better,
It
guys?
was
There we
saying,
go.
as you were saying, it was agreeing with me that it doesn't work on a sphere. Now, if we carry on reading the definition, okay,
There we go.
the verb says to make a line
you
or
there?
surface horizontal. So
Oh,
what
no,
does
he's still just reading out the
what
dictionary.
what does horizontal mean, Craig? Do you know what horizontal means, Craig? Now he's not answering at all. See, now he's not even paying attention. Anyway, for everybody in chat, this is what happens when a guy has to run away because he gets faced with facts from his own reference he brings up. Okay, so let's see. Let's carry on reading for everybody else. Anyway, to have a horizontal,
wait,
you make it flat
Oh,
or
no,
level,
he's still
okay?
talking. No. Let me catch up on some super chats, guys.
Great. So
Anyway,
as
Jay,
we go,
$5
why
says,
is now he's
seriously,
still
need a
reading?
software update for the
Okay,
clone,
that's
this
it.
Craig clone.
That's it,
Coke
guys.
Russian $5 says, what is over the horizon radar? Why is it even necessary? By the way, you don't.
There we go.
He's doing that
I
intentionally.
kicked
He
him.
knows he
I kicked
knows
him.
because
Hey,
that's,
Roger,
the only
how's
thing
it going?
about, that's the only thing about Streamlabs.
No,
That's
he was
the only
able
thing.
to
I
kick
just
him.
looked up the reason why there's a radar horizon. The reason
That's
there's a radar horizon, according to Wikipedia,
Hello?
is because they shoot it as low as they possibly can. That's why
See,
it develops a horizon. That's
So-
all.
So anyway, guys, I kicked
Only the
Craig.
reason.
Yeah, I kicked Craig
Flats,
because
you knew
he's
what he was
too
doing
rude.
there.
Sorry?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can
Can
hear you
anyone hear
guys. I can hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me. Sorry, I didn't know what was going on because I was talking and everybody was talking at the same time. I didn't know what was going on now. No, he knows. He can hear you. He's doing that intentionally because the only thing about StreamYard is if you mute someone, they can unmute themselves.
I
That's the
did
only
unmute
problem.
him straight away, though.
That's
I
the only problem.
unmuted him.
Oh, did you? Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
I told him I muted him
You knew
to,
Sorry, PJ.
to tell him to keep quiet. I have to finish what I'm
mean-
saying, and then I unmuted him straight away and told him that I unmuted him, but he carried on doing what he did. So anyway, let's move on with
And Luca, you're acting like a fanboy. You're in this chat more than you're in any of their chats.
Aye.
And you're acting like a fanboy. You know what I mean? Interrupting them. Let them. They were debating. Just let them debate. You know.
Well, I was saying that Merriam-Webster dictionary is like common usage, like
It's a
everyday
new
language.
edition. It's
Okay,
a new edition.
okay.
That
And I made
that,
it very
definition
clear,
of
Luca.
level.
The only reason I brought Merriam-Webster up was because Craig referenced it as his authority for the definition of level. That's it. I brought up what Craig was referencing.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that Craig was just, yeah, having a bit of fun with you.
No, he's being rude on
Yeah,
purpose.
his main.
That was rough, dude. That was just a bunch of arguing for the past
He was
hour.
gonna-
I had to just
well,
tone
yeah,
it out, dude.
but-
I didn't even want to hear it. I'll be honest with you.
His main he was gonna bring up the experts, not just Merriam-Webster dictionary.
No, he's gonna bring
Like
up
what surveyors and stuff say.
geodetic surveying. I already know what he's gonna claim. Geodetic surveying, taking curve into account, nonsense, blah blah blah. No, we've been through this, okay? Geodetic
And
surveying is a calculation. Geodetic surveying is calculation of the measurement done by planar surveying that does not take any curve into account. This has been explained many times. Many times. Well, anyway, I'm done debating for the night. So you guys can go debate now, because I also want to give you guys a chance. How's that? You guys up for that?
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, good to see you, Roger.
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah. See you too, man.
Yeah, you just made a complete assumption about
why
what I
you
was
have
going
a
to say.
radar horizon has nothing to do with Earth curvature at all. By
Radar
definition.
horizon is literally due to
Oh,
Earth
they
curve. That's
do
why it's
present Earth
calculated.
curvature in their model system, but it's just because they aim it to the horizon as far as they can.
The horizon is
Create
the result of the
horizon.
curve of the Earth.
That's all. Nothing to do with Earth curve.
The horizon is literally to do with the Earth curve. Now, anyway, I was going to show the
It is?
experts, but Flats
Are you
didn't
sure
seem to
about that?
want me to.
Can you show it?
100%.
I mean,
because
that's
it
just not
matches
true.
the calculations for the curve of the Earth.
Oh, okay.
Well, it
Right,
doesn't.
so
has nothing to do with
if you
that?
could just put my screen share up, that'd be wonderful.
I can't do anything.
Well, no, I'm asking Flats. Right, so yeah, we're just going to go to the experts. We could go to elementary surveying and introduction to geomatics 13th edition. For the definitions of a level surface and a horizontal line, it is evident that a horizontal plane departs from a level surface because of the curvature of the Earth. So this is what they teach to people. And we've got the definitions here between the difference of a level line, which is the curved one, and then the horizontal plane.
Well, that's not a level line. That's literally a curved line. How's that labeled level line?
Well,
That's
it
literally
literally
curved.
says the label there says level, and
But
it
it's
shows you
not.
the
It's
difference-
curved.
It shows you the difference. Yeah, because level can be curved. That's what this is showing.
Okay, so you're just what? Are you dumb?
The experts say that a level line
Level
can be curved. That's what I'm
curved.
pointing out.
Really? You think
well,
level is curved?
According to the experts, you are wrong. The experts say that a
Well,
level line
the
is
experts are wrong because I'm no idiot. Levels don't.
Sorry, so you know more than experts? Is that what you're saying? You know more than people that have been.
Well, I
doing
know
this for
something
hundreds
that's
of years.
level is not curving. No. Yeah.
wait,
I mean,
wait,
that's
wait,
just
from the
basic.
fact that all experts
Sorry to
say that
interrupt.
you are
Craig, can you
wrong.
read that
That
again?
literally says level line and it's curving. That's not level,
Yes,
dude.
it's showing you that a level line can be curved, meaning you are wrong about what. a
Yeah,
level
because you
line
have
is.
to make them curved, but that's just retarded.
No, so this is.
I'm sorry that you have
this
to
is from
bend reality
trigonometric
to your
leveling.
model.
This is from trigonometric leveling. I'm not
Hey,
saying this. The experts are.
Take it
Trigonometric
back to work.
leveling.
Well, you're
says that
agreeing
the
with
difference
it.
between yeah, because I go to the
just-
experts and I agree
I
with the
just-
Right, so
experts.
you think
Sorry,
level
guys.
is curved, right?
Sorry, guys.
So
I
do
just
the experts. Yes.
I just got to stop quickly because Sleeping Water did bring up what I just heard as well. Can you read again that part that you read earlier? Because you literally said diverts from a level surface.
No, I said that, and I didn't say that. Wonderful, where are we? So the horizontal plane departs from the level surface, not the level surface departs.
Well done.
The horizontal plane.
So not level.
So it's not
So look at this.
not
Right,
level.
the horizontal line, which is this line here, HD, horizontal line, departs from the level surface, which is the level line underneath it. So yes, the horizontal line departs from the level surface because they are not the same thing. So we can keep going down to what the experts are saying. The experts define the level line as a level surface is defined as a curved surface which at each point is perpendicular to the direction of gravity. The surface of still water is a truly level surface. Any surface parallel to the mean spheroidal surface of Earth is therefore a level surface. This is what the experts say. I'm not saying this. I'm just going with the experts. Even from something a couple of 100 years ago, where it defines the level surface as a curve and says the difference between what a horizontal line is, which is this line up here, to the level surfaces. The level surfaces are the curved one because they are perpendicular to the center of the Earth. So I'm not saying that level is curved. All of the experts in the world are all saying that level is curved. And I don't know about you, but I'm going to go with the experts, not some dumbass on the internet.
Yeah, and the expert just told us it horizontal departs from the level plane. So in other words, it's not
Correct.
level.
So they're not the same. Well done.
So it's not level. Your own citation.
Well, no, horizontal is not level.
Well done.
Correct. You're absolutely right. Horizontal is not level. The horizontal line departs from the level surface because they are different things. That's because the surface of the Earth is curved. That's not the wind you think it is. If Sleeping Warrior is feeding you information, that's probably not a good idea.
He's
because
not feeding
he's one
me
of the
anything.
dumbest
That's
people
what
on the
you
planet.
read.
Well, you said Sleeping Warrior told you to say this,
No,
but
I said
this
he picked up
debunks
the
the Earth
same
being
thing.
flat.
He picked up the same thing I heard.
Right, horizontal plane departs from the level surface because of curvature of the Earth.
Yeah.
That's
the
what it
straight
says.
line is the horizontal. The curved line, in this case, would be the level line. So, horizontal line is not the same as the level line.
So I'll read that again. It is evident that the horizontal plane departs from a level surface because of curvature of the Earth.
So therefore, it's not level. Thank you.
Well, except you're wrong about what level means.
Well, it's
According to
departing
the
from
experts,
being level.
means
That's
curved.
what it just said. If it's departing from being level, it's no longer a level surface.
No, it didn't say it's
curved.
departing from level. It said it's departing from the level is departing from the horizontal. That's what it said.
So not level then.
Not level, exactly. Thank you.
Yes, the level. It is evident that the horizontal plane departs from the level surface. So it's saying that they're different. So a horizontal line is not the same as a level surface.
Yeah.
One departs from the other because level is curved and horizontal is flat.
So level is curved. Interesting.
According to all the experts, yes.
Okay, great. I'm glad you believe that. I don't.
Well, I don't care what you believe because your beliefs are irrelevant. The experts say you're wrong.
Because in reality, horizontal is level, and if it goes away from
Well,
horizontal,
not
it's
according
not
to the
level.
experts. According to the experts, horizontal.
Well, that
departs from
expert is retarded.
Well, it's based on
So
assumptions that we
this
live
is
on
what
a
all
curved
the
surface,
experts.
which we
So
don't.
here, guys, here we go. I want you to listen to what has happened. I've shown them the experts, and their answer is the experts are wrong. The experts are retarded.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
all
yeah.
of the experts in
This
the world.
expert
all
is
of the
It doesn't
experts in
take
the
an
world
expert to
are
know
actually
level
retarded.
doesn't curve, dude. You don't need to be an expert in anything to know that.
Except the experts disagree with you, of course, which means that you're
Craig.
wrong.
So when they build a mall, for instance, okay, do they build a curved level,
They build it level.
which is
Yeah,
horizontal?
but level's curved. So why isn't the mall upside down and bendy, dude? Like, why are we buildings? Why are buildings not curving, dude?
Right.
Because level doesn't curve. Oh wow, thank
over
you.
that, right. So over the distance of, say, a typical mole, the tools used would have a margin of error larger than the curvature of the Earth. Because let's be clear here, and so that everyone understands, the Earth is flat to within a margin of error. So I don't
Where
think
does that
any of you will
margin of
understand
error?
what
Where does that
means, do you?
start? Where does that margin? Where's it start at?
You've just shown that you don't know what margin of error means because it doesn't start. That's not what a margin of error is.
Go ahead.
Here's
and
the
tell me.
thing. You don't
Everything.
understand words because, let's be clear, you're a fucking idiot.
Fair enough.
And you know, again, I'm not saying this. It's the experts saying. I had to talk.
Well,
to
no,
this
you
guy
are
who
saying
told
it.
me
This
that
is
you're a
the
fucking
evidence
idiot.
you're presenting. This is the evidence you're presenting. You're trying to get a strong man here. This is appeal to authority. I'm not
No,
appealing to
and
anybody's
it's not-
authority. I don't need authorities to tell me a level is
It's not
curved,
appeal
brother.
to
Appealing
authority.
to
It's
experts
not
is
appeal
not
to
appealing to
authority.
authority.
I don't
Appealing
need
to
an
authority
expert to tell me a level is curved because it's not. I'm sorry to tell you.
Appeal
brother.
to
Well,
authority would
experts
be
say
you.
that you're an idiot.
No, that's what
of
he's
course.
doing. He's saying, "Oh well, the experts." I don't really give a fuck because I'm not an
That's
idiot
not
like you.
an appeal to authority, though.
Well,
It's not.
well,
I could get an expert to tell you there's 115 different genders, dude. I disagree with that expert as well.
exactly. That was.
You see what I mean? Like, we could just continue with all of this. There's
Well,
experts
here's the
in
thing.
there's literally
You can
experts in
say
gender
that you
science. They're
disagree
just
with
irrelevant.
experts, but you can
No,
say you
I do.
disagree with experts, but that's just
And not just in
being
flat
wrong.
Earth.
Right.
The
You can
doctors
say
are wrong too.
disagree
You
with
think
experts.
doctors
Hold
want to
on,
cure you?
No, one sec. You can say
no,
you
I'm just
disagree with
saying.
experts. Look, give me a second. You can say you disagree with experts, but that is just being wrong. Okay?
That's not
Can
true at all.
experts
Not
be
true.
wrong, Craig?
Well, that's
Of
why
course
they're
they can.
experts.
Can experts
Well,
be
there's
wrong?
only two
Wait,
genders,
wait.
so your gender studies experts are wrong. I hate to tell you. There's only two genders.
Uh,
So they're wrong, and they're an
did I-
expert.
did I
Their
say
whole
anything
thing
about-
is
did I say
gender
anything about
identity.
genders here, or you
No, I'm just
popping
saying.
at me?
You said experts can't be wrong, and I'm giving you examples of experts being wrong.
So you think
course they can be
experts that have been
wrong.
building the world for hundreds of years are wrong? Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Let's look at the people who actually built the world. It was a bunch of Freemasons and Illuminati. So yeah, of course.
Can you prove that?
And they know it's flat too, but that's not what this conversation is about. I'm just saying.
I actually
They
asked
know
the
it's flat.
Freemasons, and they said they know the Earth's a globe.
Oh, really? I've asked Freemasons and they told me it was flat. So maybe they're lying to you or they're lying to me. I don't know. But
No,
I've
they're
asked many
mocking you.
Freemasons and they actually said they control the flat Earth narrative and the Earth is flat. One of the Freemasons actually told me if I was to fly in a random
Hey, guys,
direction
guys,
south
guys,
without any
of all the
navigation,
things- of
I
all
would
the
come
things
across
in
a
the-
Nazi base
Right,
and that would be the end of me.
Stop. Of all the things in the world that have never happened, what he just said has never happened the most.
Why? How do you
Just
know?
because-
I don't know.
How
I've
do you
talked
know?
to them. You're saying the Mason told you
Well,
this.
because
I feel
he's
like
clearly
he
a liar.
could be one.
I'm going to straight up
Well,
say
I
this
know.
guy is a liar.
Wait. I know Jaden quite well, and Jaden is clearly not a liar. Although we have caught you
Well, he
lying
just
a few
lied.
times on the stream.
He
so-
literally just lied.
What did I lie about?
Everything that you just said about the Freemasons was a lie. Because
Dude,
you've
I
not
have the
asked
text messages. I literally
Prove it. Show
bro,
him right
I can-
now.
You want me to show it right now? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't really want to, but if you want me to, sure. Yeah.
Right. I'll tell you what. Even better. Let's give this Freemason a call. You're gonna.
Yeah, I mean,
Freemason
I'm
a call?
looking at our conversation. He's a flat earther, dude. He says the Freemasons control the flat Earth narrative. That's what he says, and
Have
I
you
believe
just
that.
Believed him? Have you got any proof he's actually a Freemason?
Leo Ferrari was a Freemason, brother. That's the founder of the Flat Earth Society. He was a Freemason. Leo Ferrari.
The Flat Earth Society are not real flat earthers. They're like.
Yeah, I know
mocking
they're
the
not,
flat-
but that was controlled opposition by the Freemasons. Why was he a 33rd degree Freemason controlling that opposition? So yes,
Yeah,
the
the
Freemasons,
Freemasons don't
control
anything.
the flat Earth opposition. Of course they do. That's not even that's
So
actually.
I'm just
fact.
showing more and more.
I knew that
experts
before
say
he
the
told
level
me.
is
By
curved,
the
of
way,
course.
I didn't
There's
need to
more-
hear from a Freemason. They control the flat
More
Earth
and more
narrative. They
experts
are.
say that level is curved. So
That's great.
Who are you going to
Wow.
go with? A dumbass on the internet or the people that build the world?
So these people build the world. Is that what you're saying? Are they God? Did they
God built
create the world? What have they created that would make them be the reason the Earth is curved or flat in any way, shape whatsoever? They don't build anything. The Earth is already made. It was made by God, not man or anyone
Not the
else.
assumption that would break the first law of thermodynamics.
So what would break that? God? Are you an atheist? Do you not believe in God?
Yeah, I don't believe in fairy tales now.
Of course you don't, dude, because you're probably a Mason just like the rest of them, dude. You're
Yeah,
actually
I'm
like,
totally a Freemason.
you're one of them. You're one of
Yeah,
them.
I am.
Actually,
You're right.
yeah.
I'm 100% a Freemason.
Indirectly, even if you're not, I don't really care if you are or not. But
No,
indirectly,
I am
yeah.
actually a Freemason. I run the Scottish chapter.
Are you trolling? Or are you just like?
No,
are you
I thought everyone knew that. Look, here's my Freemason ring. Do you want me to show it to you? There it is. Here's
I'm
my
not,
Freemason
dude. It's not about conspiracy, dude. I'm saying, regardless, you're still pushing that narrative, even if you're a part of it or
yeah,
not.
that's because I'm Freemason and I control the.
You're
flat
still
Earth narrative.
pushing the agendas.
Well, yeah, but I'm a Freemason, so I control
Which
the flat
lodge
Earth
do you
narrative, clearly.
That's not what I'm saying, dude. I brought up Leo Ferrari. I'm not just sitting here bringing up conspiracies. He was a
Yeah,
known
you brought up a troll
Freemason.
against the flat Earth. Yeah,
What
brilliant.
That
lodge
wasn't
do
a
you
troll,
belong to,
dude.
Craig?
Sorry?
What lodge do you belong to?
Wasn't
The
a
entire
troll.
Scottish chapter, but particularly the Kirkcaldy Lodge.
You just showed you're not a Mason. Well done. Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
well, the
not.
Scottish chapter and the Kirkcaldy Lodge are, the Scottish chapter is the congregation of the
That's
Freemasons
not a lodge.
in Scotland.
The Scottish
The
chapter
Kirkcaldy
is not
Let
a
me
Lodge-
just let me just share this really quick,
I didn't
Keith.
say
I'll share
that the
this. real
Scottish
quick.
chapter is a lodge. The Scottish chapter
Okay.
is
Fine.
the Freemasons in
Okay.
Scotland,
You wanna
but
show
there is
it,
a
Hayden?
lodge in Kirkcaldy.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Freemason
here it
Kirkcaldy
is.
Lodge, which is
Yeah, I mean,
actually
he's a flat
less than
earther,
100
dude.
meters from my house.
There we go.
He's a flat earther.
There you
He
go.
literally said it. We're in a circle. Their entire world around us, but is blocked by the ice wall. We talked about a lot of stuff, gematria.
This is a
he's
Freemason.
bro. He literally
right, okay,
sent me this.
What evidence do you have this is a Freemason?
I talked to him and he told me about his secret oaths and all of that
So
nonsense.
because someone told you something, therefore it's true.
Well, why can't he be a flat Earth Freemason? I'm just anything
Do you
that goes
have
against your
any
narrative, it
evidence
can't be
other
so.
than what he has
a
said
flat
that
Earth
he is a
Freemason.
Freemason?
I don't know if you know.
No, no, but
I don't
you're
know if the name Ulrich rings a bell to you guys.
Yeah, FTFE said no. Freemasons know the Earth's a globe, but I'm telling you, there's Freemasons
Ulrich-
that think it's flat. So you're wrong.
Ulrich comes quite a few. He's been in my chat for a few. Shout out to Ulrich, by the way. He's a Freemason.
Oh my God.
Flat Earther.
I don't support Freemasons either. I'm just telling you,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
still wrong. They're still deceived in occult knowledge,
Exactly,
which
I
they should
agree.
just be, following Jesus. But whatever.
I agree.
So I just want to be clear. He told you he's a Freemason, and you just believed him.
No, he told me about the secret oaths, and I asked him things only a Mason would know, such as how many miles
How
have you
would you know
traveled?
what a Mason would know?
Because
I've done my research. And unfortunately, I have people who I've talked to that are open with sharing the secrets of masonry that normally you're not allowed to tell people.
Yeah,
and
but how do you know they're
certain
actually
things.
Masons, other than them just saying it?
Because they say certain things that people who haven't done the research and wouldn't know.
But how would you know what Masons are?
Because I've done the research. I've seen the
Yeah, but where
33rd
did you
degree
get the
ritual
information
on
from,
camera.
and how do you know?
Because
that
people
you got
snuck
it
into the
correct?
lodges with a hidden camera and they pretended to be a Mason and they did the
Can I
ritual
see that?
on
Have you
camera.
where's that? Can we see this footage, please?
Yeah, it's
yeah,
Kyle
all
Undercover.
over.
He's one of the people. Yeah, Kyle Undercover. Yeah.
Mhm.
Can you
And
post
they
that footage,
pretend to
please?
bury you. It's like it's a mockery of Solomon. They think you act like you're in Solomon's temple. They ask you, tell me the secrets of a master mason, and then you have to say, no, I'll tell you. And then they say, I'm gonna kill you if you don't tell me the secrets of a master mason. And then they pretend to kill you. They do a fake death, burial, and resurrection of you, and it's a whole mockery and a ritual, dude. Yeah, it's all on camera.
Brilliant. So you're batshit crazy.
All on camera. Well, that's what they're doing. You should call them crazy. I'm not the one participating
Yeah,
in these.
if
fucked
you
up
believe
rituals.
somebody that told you this, and
No,
It's on
actual
camera.
Video footage.
It's on camera.
Craig, it's a hidden camera.
They're in the lodge doing it, dude. They're in the lodge.
yeah, of course they are.
Okay,
Yes,
should
of
we
course,
show
yeah,
the
obviously,
video?
yeah,
Let me
they
get
are.
it for you. How's that?
Yeah, just show us the video.
Yeah, it's
then.
Kyle Undercover. Yeah, if that might help. There's multiple videos, but he did a good job with it.
It gets so boring sometimes that people actually fall asleep. Because it's a long.
I mean, this is
tedious
just
thing.
ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
You just.
But
I feel like you're just a
you don't believe
disinformation agent.
The word level means what it means when referring to the Earth. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't think level means curve. No, I don't.
Well, it doesn't matter what you think because it can when we're talking about the Earth.
That's great.
Just like a tire is level to the wheel that it is on.
Just like Freemasons think the Earth is a globe, right? Even though they don't. Got it.
Except all the Freemasons that I've ever spoken to say the Earth.
Okay, well, the ones I talk to, they don't. So I guess we'll just
You've
have
never
to
spoken
disagree
to a
on that.
Freemason though, so there's that.
Okay, great. So you see what I mean? It just can't be anything but what you're
Well,
saying.
have,
Like,
have
you're
you
literally...
ever actually spoken to Freemason and gone into the lodge with
Yes.
them?
No, I don't go into the lodges, dude. No, of course
So how
not.
do you know they're a Freemason? Just because they told you?
I'm not. I already.
I went
gave you
into
the
a lodge
answer.
with Freemasons and they
That doesn't
"No, we don't
surprise
do
me,
that."
bro. That really doesn't surprise me at all, actually.
There you go.
You know they like throw socials and stuff, right?
Do you like this?
Oh, I know.
Craig, do you see this is fake, correct? This is all just set
Yeah,
up
this
for
is not a real
publicity.
Freemason lodge.
Yeah, it's just fake.
Definitely not. With the checkerboard floor and the aprons and the logo right there with the Freemason
What
logo.
is this
No,
supposed
no.
to show? What is it?
They're doing a
It's
ritual, dude.
They're doing a
They're doing a ritual.
to get accepted into the Blue Lodge.
Yeah, and they're gonna like pretend to kill him, and he's gonna fake die, and then they're gonna
And
bury him
so
and
who-
resurrect him.
Like, who
This is all
cares?
satanic. This is all satanic.
Have you got any
all
proof
of it.
it's satanic?
Yes,
Yes,
I
it's
do.
satanic,
Absolutely, I do.
And what's
Would
the
you like to
proof?
read the quote? I'll read the quote for you. I'm gonna screen share it for you, Keith. Here you go. This is the proof for you. Let me find it. I have two of them actually.
Bye,
but,
Craig.
I'll just do the one.
Bye.
See you later, Luca.
Cheers, Luca.
See ya.
See you, Luca.
Bye, Keith. Bye, Roger.
Yeah. So here it is, man. Here it is. Influition. Window share. Okay, I'll read it for you.
Mic check. 1, 2, 3.
Yep, I hear you.
No,
Alright, it says
said
that
my-
which we
my
must say to
audio
the crowd
keeps going
is
lower for some reason. Oh, there's
we
doing it
worship
again. Why
a
is it
God.
going
I hear
down?
you, Jaden.
But
Yeah.
it,
And sticks,
Oh,
it
wait,
didn't
we
work.
can't-
Sorry.
can we
Still
not? You
changing.
can't hear me. Is that what you're saying?
No.
No, I can hear you, but my audio
Oh.
keeps going down for some reason. No matter what I do,
Oh, there you
when I'm
It's up
connected to
now.
StreamYard, it reduces my volume on my end.
But yeah, here it is. I mean, that which we must say to the crowd is we worship a God, but it is the God that one adores without superstition. To you, Sovereign Grand Inspector General, we say that you may repeat it to the brethren of the 32nd and 31st and the 30th degrees. The Masonic religion should be, by all of us initiates to the high degrees, maintained in the purity of the Luciferian doctrine. There you go.
Let me ask you a quick question. Have you ever fact checked this?
Of course I have. It's in Morals and
Can
Dogma.
you-
I'll give you another
Put
one
that
by
back
him
up
as
a
well.
second for me. Can you
No, I'll
just
give
put
you-
that
I'll give you a
back
different
up on
one.
the screen? Just put that
Yeah,
back
yeah,
up on the
give me-
screen 1 second.
Okay. Give me a moment. I'm looking for it. Yeah, sure, here.
I'm just going to quickly actually fact check where that comes from because I
Yeah.
can guarantee you haven't.
Morals and Dogma. It literally comes from Morals.
Well, this isn't from Morals and Dogma, but I'm going to pull something up
But in
from
Morals
Morals
and
and
Dogma
Dogma
has
here.
to
No,
say-
that thing you just read. I don't want something else. I want
I'm
that
screen
thing you just
sharing
read.
it.
Oh, I
I'm
didn't
screen
see where
sharing it.
it
He's
is.
got to allow
Okay,
it.
wait, let me put up again. Sorry.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
buy
there
it.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Albert Pike. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're
He's
claiming
quoted in
this
He's a
all
is-
very famous
the
Freemason, by the way.
Yeah.
How did we get into Freemason talk?
batshit crazy stuff.
Well, you said you were
So
a Mason.
I see
and
Sov
you're
isn't
LARP
here.
or-
I know he must be scared of me.
No, he doesn't like me at the moment.
Yeah, that's to do with the Charlie Kirk stuff, right?
Yeah, because he doesn't
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot if he's saying it's CGI. It just dumb as fuck.
That I have to agree with you, unfortunately.
And anyone that doesn't like, oh, but what about his ring? What about his ring? Look, I have watched so many Charlie Kirk videos throughout the years, and he is constantly sitting there flipping that ring around. It's a hinged ring. It's like
know.
a fidget spinner on his fucking knuckle.
But the thing
So
is,
of course he's going to do that.
Let's put it this way: he's such a good actor, he makes faking death look real. I just think people should stop trying to
Okay,
think
so
he's not dead just because there are anomalies.
yeah,
I'm looking for
Charlie
another
Cook
quote.
died.
but
He
the
was
guy's
killed by a
dead.
mentally
Here's the other one.
unstable, fucking horrible individual.
gonna
Nobody
change.
should celebrate his death, but also nobody should be forced to mourn. That's how I feel.
This is another quote from Albert Pike as
Right,
well. And
just
this one's-
that what you just put up there, the claim, the text in the image is
Yeah.
attributed to Albert Pike, Confederate general and 19th century Freemason, and it says things like Freemasons worship God, Lucifer, sorry, Lucifer is God. It's supposedly from Le Femme à Le Font dans Le Font Monkey.
I'm sharing something else as well, Keith.
But the fact
Oh,
is,
okay.
Albert Pike never wrote that, so you haven't fact checked it. Pike's
Mhm.
actual major work is Morals and Dogma of the Ancient and Accepted Scottish
So
Rite of Freemasonry.
did he not say this?
No.
Did he?
What-
So he didn't say this either. He didn't say this
Well, I don't
about
like that
World
one,
War III.
but I've just fact checked the previous one. what
'Cause
you put up, and
I'm
nobody
not
didn't
even going to
say
read
that.
the whole thing. It's basically saying
But
World
hold
War
on,
III
hold on
has to
one
be-
second,
Okay, go
though.
ahead. Sure.
What the previous thing you put up? No, he didn't write that. So you've just put up what you've fallen for a hoax with that. You can read the whole thing online. It's public domain. There's no passage where it says Lucifer is God or anything like that. In fact, Pike uses Lucifer in a classical sense, meaning light bringer, as in Venus the morning
That's
star.
Lucifer.
not
Yeah,
as
I
the
gave
devil.
you the.
When
I
he
gave
mentions
you the.
Lucifer at all, it is symbolic or literary context, not worship. So
But
No,
he does
that-
mention it. Of course he does. Yeah,
Freemasonry
he does.
itself does not teach Lucifer worship. Masons are required to believe in a
Okay.
superior being, i.e., a god. But
Well,
the
they do.
actual faith is left up to each member. There's
Let
no
me tell you what
ritual
happens,
or
bro.
teaching in
Let me tell you
Masonry
what happens.
that says Lucifer is God. That is pure conspiracy.
Let me tell you what
nonsense,
happens.
Which
You
just
take all of
fell
these
for.
oaths. You take all of these oaths, and when you get to the highest level, you swear to break every oath that you took. Anyways, what about
How
this
do you
quote?
know that? How do you know that though?
Because I've talked to them from the devil's mouth, unfortunately.
No, they wouldn't be allowed
And
to
I've
tell
seen
you
it.
that.
Wait.
though,
There is
so-
No, they wouldn't.
Wait, there's literally people that have testimonies that came to Christ that were Freemasons.
Yeah, and they break all their oaths and put it at the
Freemasons,
altar of Christ.
believe in God. So
No.
Yeah, okay, well, it says
They
this. It
believe
says,
in the
will
great
receive the
architect."
true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer, brought finally out in the public. This manifestation will result from the general reactionary movement, which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time. This is Albert Pike, dude. He's completely a Satanist.
are you sure? Have you fact checked that?
Go ahead and fact check it if you'd like to, brother. Go ahead.
The facts. No
Go
such
read
letter
Morals
or
and
speech
Dogma.
by
Morals
Pike
and Dogma
exists.
is even worse.
Hold on. Now, here we go. So, fact. This is a hoax. No such letter or speech by Pike exists. The alleged 3 World Wars prophecy is not in Pike's writings. Pike's actual surviving works, Morals and Dogma, his speeches and letters contain no such predictions. Origin of the hoax. This letter first appeared in the 1920s/40s, decades after Pike died. It was popularized by William Guy Carr, a Canadian conspiracy theorist, in his book Pawns in the Game. Carr
and
claimed
was
Park
this-
wrote the letter, but there's no evidence he ever did. Carr admitted he never saw the letter, only read about it from other conspiracy authors. No original has ever surfaced. So once again, you just put up a hoax.
It's not a hoax, brother.
There's no evidence that Pike ever wrote that.
I'd have to disagree with you, obviously.
Well, the person
and also, where are you getting
hold
this
on, hold on,
information
hold on.
from? Was that ChatGPT?
Person-
It
hold
sure
on.
sounded like it.
GPT probably, yeah.
where that
You
came
just
from.
ChatGPT'd it, and you think ChatGPT is not going to defend the Masons, and it's
where-
going to tell you the
Where you
truth.
got that from? Well, it's got citations which we can go to, but where you just got that
Sure.
from was actually it was Guy Carr, a Canadian conspiracy theorist, and he first showed that in his book. But he also said that he'd only ever read about it. he never saw the letter. He'd only ever read about that supposed letter from other conspiracy theorists. The letter itself does not exist. There is no evidence of it. Yes, I'm using ChatGPT to fact
I
check,
just want
but
to
then I
say,
will fact check
sorry, I got a super
ChatGPT.
chat that I missed earlier. Sorry, guys. Jim Daniels, thank you for $5. He says, thank you to all the Freemasons, Shriners that have built 22 children's hospitals in North America.
Yeah, the same ones trafficking the children. Lovely.
Thank you very much for the super chat.
You keep making a bunch of claims. That
Yeah,
are so
thank you for the
fucking
Heart
wrong.
Foundation that is funded by KFC, McDonald's, and Taco Bell. I love the conflict of interest there with everything about it.
Can you please not talk about McDonald's, KFC? I'm on a cut right now, and that's fucking murdering me. Okay,
Dude, you know they're funding the Heart Foundation, dude.
I
It's
don't
funny
care.
how
It makes me want to eat them. Can you shut the fuck up?
makes me want to say it more, honestly.
Look, I've had sub 2,000
KFC,
calories today,
dude.
and I'm hungry. All right,
It's so good. KFC, just delicious, man.
I'm gonna get angry at them.
I'm done.
Right. So anyway, everything you've just said, literally every single thing you just said, was wrong. So there is that.
Okay, let's go to another quote. Let's go to another one. Actually, I think this is interesting.
All right. Have you fact checked any of these?
Yes, I've looked into them, of course, and I've read enough morals and dogma to
Yes,
understand
Rubik's,
that
I am.
it's,
I want
it's
to
a
try and lose
mockery.
another stone before I hit America and look as good as I fucking can.
So any news on when you're ready for your operation?
I've got my next appointment. What's it? 22nd with the advanced psychiatric manager and vascular surgeon.
Okay.
So that is kind of assess how I'm going, see if I'm mentally okay, and then talking about getting it done. I think it's going to maybe be done by the end of this year, if not early next year, which is fucking terrifying, frankly.
Well, strongs, man. Still praying for you. Hope it's
Thank
gonna
you.
go good.
Well, certainly more chance of surviving now. I'm not a big old fatty fat. So, no evidence for the flat Earth then?
But you gave us all the evidence for flat Earth.
Well, no, I pointed out things that would be completely impossible on the flat Earth. But you
No,
know,
you showed me
here's
that
the
worked for
thing.
flat
Like I've always said, you guys aren't
Well,
aren't
I got
stupid
an
because you're
interesting
flat
thing
Earthers.
is,
You're flat Earthers
how
because you're
about
stupid.
Marconi, the Marconi observation? How was that?
The Marconi, you mean the radar, the radio signals
the
going from
long-range
there.
radar, Marconi.
Yeah, iasonic bouncing. We know that certain frequencies of radar will bounce off denser regions of the ionosphere. That's just something that has been, experimented on to check, and in fact is even used to benefit certain lines of radio communications. It was unexpected. They didn't know that would happen, of course, and it was only kind of later on they were like, oh right, so that's how it happened. But the fact is, you can bounce radio waves, certain frequencies off the denser layers of the ionosphere.
Okay.
Interestingly, there's a very similar phenomenon that shows the Earth as a globe underwater, and it's called the sound channel, right? So when you go down to about 40 or 50 meters, right, the density of the water does something a bit weird, okay? Normally, if you go into water, you float, right? But if you go down to about 40, 50 meters, you don't float anymore, you sink, right? Because there's like a massive shift in the way the water is because of the density at that level, right? Now, what this does is at that level where that shifts between the floating and the falling, it creates an area that will reflect sound waves, right? And obviously, if the Earth is the globe, then the water follows the globe, and that density of the water reflecting signals allows dolphins, whales, and even submarines to communicate over hundreds and hundreds of miles that you wouldn't normally. And it's only because of the reflection of the sound waves around the curve of the Earth from that layer that we call the sound channel that is allowed to happen.
I found it very interesting because everything that's too far seems to be claimed, well, magic because globe. In the meantime, it's literally just because it's flat. That's the reason.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's not magic. It's explanations, right? And
Yeah,
a lot. Here's the thing, right? I'm never going to
let me put it
disagree
this way.
that the globe The
Let's put
globe
it this
can
way:
seem
the logical
unintuitive.
explanation is the reason that happens is because it's flat, no curve.
Well, no, that's just an
yeah,
assumption.
that's the reason.
But the fact that you can kind of aim upwards toward this layer or down towards a deeper layer, and it still happens. But of course, all these things match the predictions of the globe, right? And the big thing is that for unintelligent people, the globe is unintuitive in a lot of ways. You know, understanding how gravity works is unintuitive. Understanding that the Earth is a ball and everything pulls towards the center, it's unintuitive, but it doesn't mean it's false. And the universe is under no obligation to make sense to people that aren't smart enough to understand it.
Yeah,
And I don't want anyone to take that as an insult.
I find that very ironic because the people who are claiming to be smart are the ones keep showing every day it's flat and claiming it's not flat.
Well, except it can't be flat because we've measured it as curved. Every measurement ever shows it to be curved.
You just literally brought citation up that said so.
Yeah, horizontal diverts from level, though, as the citation said, because level is curved.
But only when it comes to the Earth's
all the
surface.
experts
In any other application, horizontal isn't going to diverge at all.
But according
only
to
when it comes to the Earth's surface. So if you had a normal level and you were building a building, you're not going to have the level just magically curve on the ends of it.
Nope.
It's going to be level because level doesn't curve.
So when you're talking about a level with a tool, that's a very small thing, but the center of it is what you're paying attention to, where that bubble is, because that center, the bubble, is being pulled down by gravity, right? So at every point that you have that level, it's going to be the center of it is pulled down by gravity. But the level itself, the straight thing, the margin of error of that to be flat will be greater than the curvature of the Earth. So the only thing you can rely on is the bubble, and that is affected by gravity. See, that's the thing. Different words, different view. The tool,
but
a level, is different to something being.
But how does gravity affect gravity, though?
I didn't say gravity affects gravity. I said gravity would affect the bubble in the level.
Yeah, but how would gravity affect that?
Because the water has, the liquid has mass, and all of that mass being pulled down to a central point with an equal force allows the bubble to stabilize. When you got it directly in the middle, it is stable with the pull of gravity, which allows you to have it perpendicular to the pull of gravity at any point on the surface of the Earth.
So the pull is because of the mass, not because of gravity.
Well, the gravity is mass is something that has a gravitational field intrinsically, and this is something that I've seen Sov struggle to understand. He's like, well, why doesn't it run out? Well, why doesn't a hill run out when something goes down it? It's the same. It's the geometry of the universe. So the fact that mass is there means that there's a gravitational field. The more mass, the stronger the gravitational field, which us as humans can perceive in a Newtonian way as an acceleration towards the ground that we can calculate. Obviously we see the world around us in a certain way. We can't see the world in a quantum way. We can't see the world in a relativistic way. We as humans experience the world in what we could describe as a Newtonian way. But that's just because we aren't relativistic beings.
What's a gravitational field, though?
A gravitational field can be defined as the influence of mass on the geometry of space-time, which things will interact within. You can define it as a field because it has a interaction at every point and comes from a central point. It's the very same as a electromagnetic field. And the field, things interact with that field because the field is a change in the geometry of the universe, the same as electromagnetism. It's kind of changing the geometry of things around it so that things act in a different way. In that case, it's to do with the spin of the atoms and everything that changes the geometry of how things interact with each other. Whereas mass creates a gravitational field, which is just a change in the geometry of space-time. And the best analogy I can give is over time, you get hills and stuff formed from the ground, but those hills don't run out. They are just the geometry. And if you put something at the top of the hill, it goes down the hill because of the geometry of the hill. The same with space-time, the geometry of space-time, which is changed by the presence of mass.
Why is it not going up? Because of the geometry of the hill.
because that's just I'm trying to separate the two concepts, right? You just need to. I'm not right. So obviously the reason it's going down is because it's on the Earth, which is a big thing with the most mass. So it changes the geometry of space-time the most.
No, but you said
my analogy is that you put something on a hill and it goes down, and if we look at it just from the outside, it's because the hill's there, right?
No,
and we can imagine the hill as the
then
field.
it's not gravity. Then it's the hill.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's gravity. I'm just trying to give an analogy here, right? I'm saying in the same way that a mass changes the geometry of what we're going, of what is around us, that's what creates gravity. A hill is changing the geometry of the ground, right? If you have a ball just sitting there on a flat surface, it's not doing anything. But if you change the geometry of that surface, then it's going to move compared to that surface. So we can see a hill. We can analogize the hill as a gravitational field because it's changing the geometry of the thing that it's on. I'm not saying that the hill is gravity. That's just an analogy. Maybe not a completely accurate one, but the best one I could come up with on the fly.
Yeah, because I still really haven't got an answer by anybody what really is gravity, though. I
we don't really know what
get
gravity
the more
is.
colloquial answer like you give it.
The honest answer is we don't know exactly what gravity is. What we know is mass warps space-time. Somehow it's to do with interactions of energy. We don't have all of the answers. We don't know why, but it's clear that where there's mass, there's a change in the geometry of space-time. Why we don't know, but it doesn't stop it being there. Like when we discovered magnetism, we didn't know what it was. No one could explain to you how magnetism works. Didn't stop it being a thing that exists, right?
So about magnetism, you can actually manipulate the magnetic field.
You can manipulate a gravitational field by changing the mass.
No, you're changing mass. You're not changing magnetic field.
Yeah, but you're not actually changing the electrical field. You're changing the voltage or the current going into it. So you don't actually manipulate the field. You manipulate the variables creating the field. They're the same, right? You can't manipulate the field on its own. You have to manipulate the variables creating the field.
Yeah, but
the same
what is a magnetic field?
Or gravity.
Let's put it this way. What is a magnetic field then?
A magnetic field is a change in the geometry of the space around the magnets. That's the way you can picture it.
The magnetic field
what
is
it
based on
does
the charged
is it makes
particles.
things move. It's actually to do with the spin of particles in a certain direction,
of the particles.
right?
So we can manipulate the charge of the
charge.
particles.
No, not the charge. Not it's not the charge.
It is
spin. Okay, not really. When you get down, it's not. That's not how you would define it. It's the spin of the particles that define the magnetic field, not the charge. The charge is a component within it. But that's the thing,
But
right?
if you change the charge, it changes the spin, correct?
Not exactly. It's a bit more complicated than that. Maybe I'm not the best person to explain the quantum mechanics behind it. There's still a lot about magnetism we don't exactly understand, and that's the thing, right?
Yeah, but the point I'm making is you can specifically manipulate a magnetic field, okay? Because we understand.
No. That's the thing. You can't.
You can't
take the field and manipulate
a mind concept of space-time because there is no such thing as space-time.
Okay. Flats, here's the thing. You can't manipulate an electromagnetic field. What you can do is change the variables that are creating that field. You can alter the current. You can alter the voltage. You can do other things, but you can't actually take the field and manipulate it in the same way. Hold on. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point, dude. Let me finish my point. In the same way, you can't manipulate a gravitational field. What you can do is manipulate the variables creating that field. Exactly the same as electromagnetism. You just manipulate the variables that are creating that thing, and it alters the field, right? You don't change the field itself. You change the things creating that field.
Okay. Well, let's put it this way. Let's say you take a magnetic field and you take the magnet and you put it past its Curie point. It's going to lose its magnetism.
Until you cool it down, then it gets its magnetism back.
But what I'm saying, you've manipulated the magnetic field directly.
Well, no, you didn't. You manipulated the material creating it. You manipulated the variable.
Well, the material is intrinsically linked to the field.
Same as mass being intrinsically linked to gravity.
Okay, so everything that has mass has gravity.
Yeah, everything that is mass is
And
gravitational.
can you
Everything
explain
that's
why you claim
gravitational
light
has mass.
Can you explain why light follows a path of gravity then, if it's massless?
Yeah, because gravity warps the geometry of space-time, right? So light travels in a straight path, okay? But imagine something traveling in a straight path going through curved space, right? So it's still going straight forward, but the space it's traveling through is now curved. Because for whatever reason, mass warps space-time. The presence of mass changes the geometry of space-time. And light has to travel through that geometry, so the path of light is altered by the presence of mass.
And does space-time have mass?
No, space-time is altered by the presence of mass.
But that's what I'm telling you.
We don't know why.
That's what I'm saying. So space-time doesn't have mass, light doesn't have mass, and you're claiming
mass alters space-time, and light travels through space-time. And if the thing that is traveling through is altered, that's going to change the path of it, right? Okay. The mass is the thing that alters the space-time.
Okay, so
the light is traveling through space-time. So mass tells space-time what to do.
So let's have a bowling ball sitting on a table, and it's just sitting there.
Yes.
Is that bowling ball curving space-time?
Yeah, absolutely. That bowling ball has mass. And you can do the calculations.
How do you observe the difference between space-time before you put the bowling ball there or when you put the bowling ball there?
Design an experiment. Make a prediction as to what you should see, right? So we would figure out the mass of the ball. We could weigh it, see what the mass of it is, what it's made of, know the consistency of it, know what the mathematics says, the gravitational acceleration that should be caused by being near it. And then you have to make an experiment that could test that prediction. That bowling ball would probably be suitable to stick on the end of a torsion bar and do a Cavendish experiment.
No, but that's
which we could then see.
You're saying you can observe
which we could then hold on. Let me finish my point. We could then see if that bowling ball has manipulated, warped space-time by putting something else near it and doing the calculations to see how much it should move based on its manipulation of space-time.
No, what I'm asking is, you're claiming you can observe space-time. Okay? So if I have a table,
changes in space-time.
So if I have a table, I can't see space-time. But now if I put a bowling ball there, I can see space-time. That's your claim.
No, that's not what I said in the slightest. I'm saying that the presence of the bowling ball is changing the geometry of space-time. However, the bowling ball's mass is very small and gravity is an extremely weak thing. So the amount that it is changing the geometry of space-time is very little. A bowling ball sitting in front of you is doing so little that it would be very, very hard to see unless you design an experiment for that.
Okay, then let's take something bigger than how about a wrecking ball? The wrecking ball's just hanging there.
Still not that big.
How about a building? The Burj Khalifa.
Still not that big compared to Earth.
Mount Everest.
Why don't we take a mountain?
Mount Everest.
Why don't we take a mountain like the... No, why don't we do just Schehallien Mountain?
Okay, how you see...
You know where the Schehallien Mountain is?
Yes, in Scotland, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And the thing about the Schehallien Mountain is it is the most symmetrical mountain in the world, right?
And it's very dense.
Which is... Say again?
And it's very dense.
I mean, there's areas of it that are certainly very dense, but depending on where you are on it. But the main thing is it's the most symmetrical mountain in the world, right? Which means that it's got a pretty uniform field that we can calculate relatively easily. Now, there has been an experiment done several times called the Schehallien experiment, where they have put a plumb bob, close to the mountain and measured the deflection of the plumb bob towards the mountain, because obviously the main gravitational pull will be coming from Earth because it's really, really big. But there will be, because that mountain is there to the side, an attraction that way. So you hang the plumb bob, you measure the deflection. It's fucking tiny. You need really precise equipment to measure it. But you can calculate what you would predict and then test that.
But we're looking for space-time, observation of space-time, not Bernoulli's principle.
Yeah, so this is an observation of the geometry of space-time being changed.
No. You're presenting Bernoulli's principle. I want to know how you can observe space-time.
Hold on.
Because what I'm claiming What I'm claiming is
Wait,
you
you've
can't
just made a big
observe
claim.
space-time because it's only a mind construct. It doesn't exist.
Right, we'll get to that in a sec, but you just said that a plumb bob hanging off the edge of a mountain, which is actually in a building in a confined bit of
It's a little
equipment.
tent. It was in a little tent.
No, the Schehelium wasn't in a
It
little
was in a
tent.
little tent, yes.
No, oh my god, no, the
When
Schehelium was actually done in a
was the
shack.
Schehelium done?
Originally in the 1800s, and it was done in a
Yeah,
shack
and they
on the
built a
side
tent
with really
around
precise
it.
equipment.
They built a little
It
tent
wasn't a
around
tent,
it.
but anyway.
So was that tent airtight?
You just said that it was the Bernoulli principle.
Yes,
Please
was the
explain
tent
how
airtight?
the Bernoulli principle. Please explain how the Bernoulli principle moved a plumb bob towards a mountain.
Easy. Because if you understand Bernoulli's principle, if there's a smaller area of space, air speeds up and therefore the pressure becomes lower.
No, that's not Bernoulli. Could you please?
That literally
where
is
did
Bernoulli's
you get that?
principle.
Bernoulli's principle doesn't say that something.
If air speeds up, between a smaller place, the air pressure becomes less, and because the air pressure will be around the ball on the other side or greater, the air pressure will help push the ball towards the mountain. Bernoulli's principle.
Bernoulli's principle will not have an effect on a plumb bob inside a building, inside a bit of equipment.
Was it in a vacuum?
No, it was inside a bit of equipment, though.
So it wasn't in a vacuum. There was air inside.
No
tent.
physicist in the world say Bernoulli's principle is what happened there.
Well, I'm telling you.
Also, Bernoulli's principle have maths behind
according
it.
to Bernoulli's principle, does air speed up between two surfaces?
When they're extremely close.
Yes, hence why you don't usually have two large ships parked next to each other in a harbor too close, because if they would start getting attracted together because of Bernoulli's principle.
Okay, Bernoulli's principle is when things are really close together. Yes. Not when things are meters apart inside a different bit of equipment.
How far was the ball away from the mountain?
Like several meters. Like a long, long way.
Do you have the citation for how far away it was?
Not exactly, but
so how do you know then? How do you know how far away it was then?
I don't know the exact numbers, but I have studied the diagram in the past. I just don't have it to hand at this point in time. But it wasn't right next to it.
So you're adding to it instead of having the actual data for it?
No, I am explaining to you that it showed that it wasn't right next to the mountain.
Well, can you show me that it wasn't?
Would you like me to get the diagram of the experiment to you when I have it?
I would like the schematics.
Right, but could you show me the maths behind your claim of Bernoulli's principle being the reason that the plumb bob moved towards the mountain, please?
I asked you first for your claim. Once you show, then I can show. It's fine.
Well, no, you're the one that's made the claim that it was Bernoulli's principle.
No, you're claiming that it's not close enough. You said it's a few meters away in a total different...
Yeah, that's in response to your original claim that it's Bernoulli's principle. So if it is Bernoulli's principle, then you would know the maths behind the calculations for that, right? So you could clarify that.
Well, what was the mass of the ball?
Do you know? If it's Bernoulli's principle, sure, you've got those details.
You want the math, so what is the mass of the ball?
So you're saying you haven't done the math?
You are claiming the ball... This is my whole point I'm bringing up is you don't even have the data you want to present for your Schehelium not experiment. I'm telling you, how can you cancel out that it was just Bernoulli's principle? Because according to physics, Bernoulli's principle can be applied.
Bernoulli's principle doesn't work like that. So.
Yes, Bernoulli's principle works like that. It's observable. It's demonstratable. Space-time is not observable. Space-time is not demonstratable.
Oh, it is observable in many experiments that it is altered by the presence of mass, starting with the Eddington experiment in 1919, of course.
No, that could be pixie dust.
Well, you can call it what you want, but the predictions say that's what gravity should do.
I predict Eddington experiment was caused by pixie dust because of trolls in Antarctica. We observed it.
Scrolls
Light
in-
bending. We observed light bending in the Arthur experiment, so therefore it was pixie dust caused by trolls in Antarctica because I said so. That's the problem. It's not science. That's just a prediction,
No,
like
okay.
like you would get a soothsayer or a medium making a claim to the future. That doesn't make it science.
No, science requires. Oh, sorry, you're still going on.
Science requires you actually manipulate the independent variable. The editing, not
Incorrect,
was never
100%. But
manipulated.
it's just completely and utterly incorrect, of course, with everything that you said.
Can you show me the experiment for Eddington, or can you just tell me how it was just observed?
Yeah. So science is about making assumptions, which you seem to not understand, right? You have to make an assumption to do science. That's kind of the founding part of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you see an observation, and then you make an assumption about it. That's your hypothesis.
And then you
assume
experiment.
something is going on. You missed a step. You assume something is going on. That is your hypothesis, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, we assume that mass warps space-time. That's an assumption, right? And then we can make a prediction from that. And the prediction would be very, very simple. If mass warps space-time, we would see a shift in the position of stars when those stars are in our eyesight close to a star, close to the sun, a bigger star.
But an experiment.
However, if you can't do that, observational experimentation is a thing, right?
That's not science.
So
That's
what you
pseudoscience.
do is you make, I haven't even got there yet, you make a prediction that will happen. And to test that prediction, you design a test. That test can be going to a certain place and checking if the prediction is happening. The independent variable would be your position on Earth or the time that you did it. The dependent variable would be the change in position of the stars to the sun that you are now able to see. Because that is what has changed based on your position on Earth, because that is what your eyesight has allowed you to see.
Are you claiming the IV?
Because of where you are.
Are you claiming the IV is location?
IV can be location, absolutely. And if you say it can't be, it's because you're scientifically illiterate.
Okay, will this observation still happen even if you weren't at that location?
It's you being in that position to check it. That is the IV.
Again,
if you observe that,
wait.
The prediction
Wait, let me
was,
try and explain
if
this to you.
we go there and look at that thing from this position, we will see this happen.
Let me
It
explain.
happens whether you're there or not, but the only way you can check it if it happens is by going there.
It happens whether you're there or not. So you are
Yes.
not the IV. The location is not the IV because it happens.
Yes, whether you will see it, right? The prediction
According
is
to science,
if we go. Listen, no. According to science, you don't get to say those words.
According
the
to
prediction
science,
no, you don't get to say those words. The
According
prediction
to science,
is
do
if we
you-
go to this place at a certain time, then we will see something happen.
So
That is the prediction.
according to science.
No, you don't
does
get to
the
say it according to science
IV
because you don't
according
understand
to
science.
Does the IV need to be the manipulated variable
Yep,
for
and
the
the location
observed
on Earth,
independent variable?
the location on Earth, the position you are to go and observe it is the IV. If you are not
But
in a
you
place,
said-
you will not observe it
But
happen.
you said-
yeah.
wait,
I
wait.
didn't claim it
You
happens
said-
whether or not you're
listen-
there. The prediction is if you go there and observe it, you will see this happen.
You're gonna have to listen. You're gonna have to listen.
The prediction is if you go there and see it, it will happen.
Okay, you're gonna have to listen. You claiming the cause for this observation is location. You claiming this will still happen even if you don't have location. So therefore, location is not the independent variable for the cause observed.
Again, the prediction is if I go to this place at this time and look at this thing, I will see this happen. If they don't go there, they won't see it happen. So
And it
the
still
independent
happens.
variable, whether they see the observation or not, the change in the observation that they see depends on their position on Earth. If they are not in a particular position, they are unable to see that happening. The prediction is if they go to this certain place, then they will be able to see the DV happen. If they don't go to that place, they can't see the DV happen, so they've got no confirmation of it actually happening.
So
to be able to observe what the prediction says will happen, which is the DV, the dependent variable, the change in position of the stars observed, depends on your position on Earth, which you manipulate by going to a different place.
Okay.
And I don't care that you're going to not understand science.
Okay,
That is the facts of
let
it.
me give you another scenario that totally shows you why this is wrong. There's a tree.
It's
in
not wrong, though. You're just going to say it's wrong, but you don't understand science.
There's a tree in Tasmania. Okay? The tree falls. If you go there and observe the tree falling, are you the cause for that tree falling?
Yeah, that's a straw man.
No. Are you the cause?
That's not what I've said, though.
Are you the cause for that tree falling because you observed it falling?
No, I never said that was.
Well, that's exactly what you're doing with the Eddington experiment. You're claiming.
No, it's not.
Because
the prediction is I will observe this if I go there.
Listen,
if I don't go there, I don't observe it.
You are claiming that you observe the light in the Eddington experiment. Therefore, your location was the cause for that. Even though you already told me that even if you didn't go observe it,
you strawmanned me. You just strawmanned me. You just strawmanned
so
me.
therefore, it's not the
You
IV.
just strawmanned me.
No, I'm just literally telling you how dumb your argument is.
Yeah, no, you're doing that by making a straw man and attacking the straw man. That's the problem.
Literally an equivalence to what you brought up.
It's not.
A true
My
equivalence.
prediction is I will observe this happening if I go to this place.
Can I explain to you why it's a true equivalence? We take Section A, Eddington experiment, which is the observant of the light. Section A of Tasmanian tree. Section B, you observe Eddington light bending, so therefore you cause. Section B of Tasmania, you observe the tree falling, so you are the cause. Exactly the same equivalence.
No, it's not, because I never said that I caused the tree to do that. I am simply saying that I predict that this is happening. And I predict that if I go there, I can observe this happening. I didn't say that me going there affects it happening or not, just that I predict that I will be able to observe it if I'm in a particular place.
I'm happy about that, because then it means you didn't have the cause for the observation. You just did an observation. Now, to do science for the observation, you have to manipulate the independent variable, which would be the cause for that observation. Now, have you any experiment that caused the Eddington experiment to be observed? Because you're calling it an experiment, so that means you had to manipulate the independent variable. And the manipulated independent variable would have to be space-time bending.
Right, you don't have to physically manipulate it yourself. That is a false thing that you just keep saying.
That's science.
You don't have to take your hand and manipulate it. The manipulation can be just a variable changing.
No, the manipulation is literally the manipulated variable. The IV is the manipulated
it can just
variable
be the variable
in
changing. You have to physically
experiment.
manipulate it yourself.
You have
That's not how
to
it works.
physically manipulate the independent variable, so you know that is the cause for the independent variable. That's how science works.
No, it's not. You don't have to physically yourself manipulate the variable. You
Yes,
have
you
to
do.
change some. No, you have to change something which can alter the variable, maybe. But you don't have to go in with
That's
your hand
IV.
and physically touch it and change it. That's not how science works. The manipulation of the variable can simply be you being in a different place at a different time. That is a variable that you are changing.
Anyway, I would
Right.
like to have
So,
this discussion further,
although,
because
to be
I'm
fair,
going to have to end you anyway.
The independent variable isn't just your position on Earth. It's also whether the sun's mass was in the line of sight of the star's light. All right? Which is also something else you have to change. But that's what you change by being in your position. You can only get the sun's mass in the line of sight with the stars if you have your position on Earth. All right? The dependent variable was simply the apparent position of the stars, specifically how much the star's light appeared shifted because space-time was bent by sun's gravity, which is the prediction that we are looking for. So I know that you won't ever understand what IVs and DVs are, which is why you don't have a degree in science, Keith, and why so many actual science people have explained to you that you are wrong and you just ignore it. The fact is that you are a flat earther because you don't understand science. If you did, you wouldn't be a flat earther. And that's not an insult. It is just a fact about life.
Note that you literally had to move to insults because you couldn't debunk what I said.
I literally just said I didn't insult you. That I just specifically said it's not an insult.
Because you literally did. Anyway, Craig.
No.
I appreciate you coming on and showing everybody you don't understand science, but we can take this up next week if you want to. And then I will bring you a whole bunch of citations showing you have to manipulate the independence variable. How's that?
Cool. How about I bring maybe a science teacher?
You can bring a science teacher. More than happy to discuss with the science teacher.
And so when the science teacher says you're wrong, will you argue with them?
Let them bring citation up.
You know, their job, where they teach things.
Yeah, as long
when
as
they
they
say
bring
that
citation,
you're wrong, will
I'm
you
more
disagree
than
with
happy.
them?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So anyway, I'm going to go and I'm going to go and call the police on Solve for threatening to kill me.
Yes.
So
apparently Solve said something very bad. I didn't catch it. What did he say exactly? So people know.
Well, when you guys were talking about my leg being amputated, Solve said, "Well, they should probably just cut his head off. That'll solve everything."
And I missed that. So yeah, I don't condone those actions. Just to let you guys know. And Solve, if you did say that, please do apologize to Craig, because I think that's really.
I appreciate that, Keith. That actually means a lot. And also, I do appreciate you retracting your statement about the the refraction thing. Appreciate that. Anyway, let's do this another time.
Awesome. Yeah. Remember next week. Next week we're going to have a Make It Thursday though. It's gonna be. Oh, he's already left. So next week we're gonna have Flat Earth Thursday though, because Friday is the 23rd, and we're going to be having Rapture Weekend, people. Woohoo! Are you here, Jaden?
Yep, I'm here.
So next weekend we're going to be having Rapture Weekend.
Oh, that'll be great.
That's going to be interesting. We're going to be going through a lot of the people that made, predictions on the Rapture and putting them on a list of false prophets.
Yeah, I'll be there, man.
That's going to be good. So we'll have Rapture Weekend, because apparently they've been claiming from the 23rd to the 25th is going to be the Rapture. So, we'll be here to be spreading scripture and the truth, and just putting everybody on lists that are shown to be false prophets. So we'll be having Flat Earth Thursday next week. Hope to see you all here. And appreciate everybody. Thank you for the super chats. You guys rock, and appreciate everybody that has hit the likes. If you haven't hit the likes already, please do so. We have 178 votes. Earth is flat 42%, globe 52%, camel 4%, and hexadedron 2%. So any closing statements, Jaden?
No, that was a lot. Just got here.
Oh man, but it was good to see you, man. Thank you for coming in. And I think we should definitely do that other stream you were thinking of, that other idea. I think that'll be quite cool.
Yeah, that'll be a cool one. I can bring like a few videos as well.
Be quite cool.
On that topic.
Awesome.
Okay, when are you thinking about doing that?
I'll contact you in the week, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay, sounds good.
It looks like I'm probably going to be debating Red's Rhetoric tomorrow night. So that's going to be quite exciting. Hope to see you guys there.
Cool.
We'll be debating on the 11 frames. So eventually, it's been 7 years coming. 6 or 7 years. One of the two. So, much blessings, guys. Make sure to go catch PJ. I think he's live now. Many, many blessings. Appreciate you all. You guys rock. And remember, the Globies can't win because the Earth's flat. It's reality. And we've seen it tonight. Many, many double speak and hypocrisy from them. What can we say? But you guys rock. Thank you for all the new subscribers. I really appreciate you all. See you all tomorrow.